went inside the mountain. You rummaged around a bit, meeting up with some goblins. And then you found a thing that wasn't a proper goblin. And he was a big tough man.
Goblin plus.
Yes. He was a normal person, not a goblin. That's some tree spirit that comes out of trees. And now, you're standing in the room where that guy... Well, technically he's dead outside of the room, for he is dead in the hallway. But putting technicalities aside, you're in a room that contains several messed up skeletons, and you let two goblins run away for their lives. Never to be seen again, possibly.
Yeah.
And now, you're standing in front of a door that, according to your newly made fine friend, there's the stairs to go downstairs. To go to where he saw that cool thing you're trying to collect.
Yeah.
Of course, he also implied that, or at least the goblins you interrogated implied, that the boss boy on this level might have a thing you want as well.
Was it on the level we're currently at?
Currently at, yes. According to him, the goblins only exist in this little area. Like, once you go past the stairs, there's no more goblins.
Yeah.
Probably because they're afraid of the bloodsuckers.
Yeah, which we've heard an issue.
Well.
Well, I think that potentially speaking to this goblin lord and maybe coming to an arrangement where we could get the weapon would be a good idea, though. Given their previous, countrymen's engagements with us, I don't think it's going to be that easy.
I mean, maybe.
But have you ever had a reasonable conversation with a goblin?
You could always try. Maybe they want something, and you can provide. And then you can stab them in the back once you've succeeded, so that they can't stab you in the back when you've succeeded.
Well, certainly.
Anyway.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah.
It's up to you to decide where your next footsteps go.
So yeah, before heading down the bloodsucker hallway, probably a good idea to find this person who's probably up there somewhere, if I had to guess.
Riding a scorpion, you've heard.
Yeah. Which is kind of cool.
Oh yeah, the scorpion guy is up there, I think.
Marvelous. I assume you can forge your own path down these narrow hallways. Bent over the whole time. Bad for your back. Bad for your back.
Not me.
You know what? How about you'll sit still for like 5 seconds so I can drag you onto a little bundle, and I can just drag that little bundle over to the nearest location.
Hooray, fun bundle.
Boop, 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 boop. This is about the furthest place you went into the fortifications. In front of you sits a hallway that splits off to the right and splits off into a staircase to the left, from your character's perspective. Over here is where those big goblins and their frogs, which are now just sitting in the piles of garbage, came from.
Hell yeah, garbage.
If you would like to become a trash panda, I'm sorry to say you're not a panda.
Oh no.
I don't think any druids are in this party either. So.
I think I've recovered hot pasties, so that's something. But yes, let's see.
Are there any traps on the floor and stuff like that?
You want to keep a lookout for trips and traps?
Yes.
Marvelous. Allow me to rub my eyes real fast. There we go. Let's see. How does seeking around work? Actually, I should have taken a moment to open all of my cool sheets so that I have everything available. From the bestiaries to the core.
BRB.
Marvelous. That gives me a moment to pull out the GM screen. And also...
mystical, magical GM screen.
Without the archive of Nethys, I can assure you that I would not be playing Pathfinder 2 as happily, because gosh. It is so nice. makes it so fast.
Yeah.
Well, fees. Exploration activities. Oh, it doesn't even mention. I'm going to assume that there. I just want to know if it's secret or not. Squeeze, sense direction, search. You meticulously search for hazards. Nice.
Back.
It's not secret. Mm-hmm. Ah, nope. It does mention I make a free secret check for you to notice anything. Cool. Let's grab my dice.
What kind of check?
Oh, I make a free secret check using your perception.
Oh.
You don't even know what's going on, my boy. My boy.
Ooh.
Cool. As you move on ahead, you can't help but notice that there is a slightly askew floor panel up ahead. Right around here.
Guys,
Oh.
watch out for that floor. It's skewed.
As in, it sticks out like a pressure plate would.
Great.
Watch me forget what it is and step on it.
Step around the very obvious pressure plate. Aha, there's a big statue thing.
There is a big statue. It seems to be of a very noble dwarf, but efforts have been made to scratch him up and try and deface the statue.
Is there a way to potentially neutralize this pressure plate?
If you have thievery, or you might be able to see if there's something you can do,
I do.
then let's have yonder look-see. At yonder skill. Yonderly.
We should probably
Oh,
stand clear. Just
I don't know why I double clicked. Sorry.
in case the back
Doesn't matter. With your amazing thievery skills, you begin to lift up the panel to get a look underneath, and find that it is simply askew because of dirt building up under it.
Oh,
Oh, nothing to worry about.
the worst kind of trap. Uncleanliness.
Would you say this is a dirt trap?
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Comedy.
At its finest.
Oh. There's a
Anyway.
door here.
There's a door down south, yes, and there's a door over to the west. Snuggu, you investigating the statue, are you?
And
Getting a closer look, see if perhaps that cool weapon it's wielding is actually real, because dwarves have a tendency of doing that. Who knows why? They just like doing it. Let me zoom
They're
in.
weirdos.
Let me just zoom in. Oh wait, I forgot to pull out something very important. Cool. I got a sneeze coming in.
good luck.
Come on, sneeze, come out. Ugh, it doesn't want to come out. It's gonna hide like a coward.
Can its arm go on it somehow?
You're trying to figure out if its arms are mobile, but first, I need to tell you something, which is that as you approach this thing, you unfortunately step on something that is actually a pressure plate.
Oh no.
And the large statue grinds and clicks awkwardly. Its mouth slides open slightly, and then like, you've probably seen a proper gas trap. This one is very sad compared to those. Instead of this fuming, massive hiss and this large spire of smoke, it's more this dribble and drizzle downwards that slowly diffuses as it goes through the room. Can
Oh,
you and
no.
Monastery roll me a fortitude save, please? As despite its lamentable efforts, you are still exposed to this gas. Actually, in spite of its lamentable efforts. Snagu is climbing on the statue. As a result of that, he doesn't have to worry about the gas. He only gets like a little sniff. On the other hand, Monastery, oh, you don't feel so good.
It smells like
Careful.
rotten egg.
Wait, you're climbing on.
You are enfeebled for about 10 minutes as the weakened poison seeps into your muscles through your lungs,
Joy.
and you feel strangely lethargic.
Oh, so it's just a trap, nothing.
Yes, and it seems to be stuck in the on position now. So at the very least, you don't have to worry about it in the future.
What happened up there?
The statue emitted gas.
Hey. Well, I think this door here must lead to where the goblins were hiding to shoot at us through.
The running man did seem to be looking to go through one of these doors, yes? If we had insight or sense motive as a skill, I could give you a hunch, but...
Beth will take a look at this door, see if it's locked or trapped. Or
It is marked. Do you speak goblin?
I do not.
Handsome.
I speak.
Man. Why is my nose so runny? Normally not this runny unless I'm outside.
Yeah, I do speak.
If someone speaks goblin, a close analysis will reveal that in a very stylized font, and when I say stylized, I mean stylized in the same way that metallic metal band fonts are stylized. It's barely legible. The artistic endeavors went beyond the practical needs. But it does seem to say, Big Boss Honcho. Good manners, please.
Okay.
Oh.
Swear.
So is this their manager?
Seems like it.
Yes.
I don't know if it's the manager or not. But it
Probably
sure
the
is something.
boss.
I would like to speak to him.
Well, you can open the door, and perhaps then you may be able to speak to him. Unless you wish to speak through the door.
What did it say? Good manners?
Good manners, yeah.
Good manners, please.
Then I will, well, I think I have good manners, but I will let you go ahead for now. Perhaps you have better success.
I don't have good manners. Anyone else have good manners?
I mean, to an
Suppose I have
extent.
good manners. Open
Well,
the
whoever
door.
has the goodest of manners can make his way inside.
Didn't even knock first. Talk about bad manners.
I mean, knocking is something... I imagine goblins don't know what knocking is about, because they generally don't live in places with doors. If someone has a carpet as a door, like they have a curtain or one of those bead things, is not knocking a thing? Is knocking even a thing?
You knock on the door
Oh,
frame.
Well,
yeah, usually.
that's called sapping and sabotage, as you try to destroy his doorway with your knuckles. Knocking is really just a barbarian light means of opening the door.
I go inside and say,
You firmly plant your feet inside and present yourself. What do you say? What is your opening line?
greetings, big gobbo boss. I've come here under no without hostile intent. And I hope that we can find a way to sort this out peacefully.
As you walk inside, two little goblinos next to you. They draw their weapons. They stand there menacingly. The big boss, however, is confused. He does not. What resolve what exactly?
Well, we have come across the mountainous ruins to find some dwarven artifacts, weapons, you may say.
Cool. Let me just do something real fast. As you have a fun conversation, come on, give it a real roll. Marvelous. You notice that the weapon he's wielding is a dwarven axe. More importantly, you're able to pick out that the dwarven axe has the symbol you're looking for on it. He swings it around like a king would wield a scepter. Oh, well, we own most things here, so why would we give you anything?
Because I think it's in your best interest.
To give you thing that is my thing for nothing?
It won't exactly be for nothing.
Then what thing?
No, be kind. It's a cursed thing. Tell him it's cursed.
Well, let's just say that we have had very little effort going through your little band, and I don't see why you would be any different.
He he kind of clicks his heels against the scorpion, which snaps its big hands at you. Snap, snap. Ha! You're there, little. But this thing very big. He got big hands. Can squeeze you like a nut. Cracky, cracky. But if you're so strong, maybe you can get me something strong. And I'll let you have something nice. Maybe it's what you're looking for, maybe not. But I'm sure I got nice things you want.
So, what is your request then?
Oh. He scratches his chin. You can clearly tell that he's pretending to think about this because he already has something in mind. I, the great and mighty Fugs, have seen an axe in the forest, enchanted with glistening ice upon its rim. Very pretty, glimmers like a little gem. I want it, but something is in the way. It's cursed, you see, cursed with a guardian. And it makes all of my... And he points at his little idiots. And you can see the hatred in his eyes that he's not close enough to conk him on the head. They're cowards! They don't want to get me it. But you get me it? I got thing for you that you want. Yeah.
I will discuss this with the rest of my party.
Oh, it's good offer. You won't say no.
Perhaps.
You may leave.
And okay, so who wants us to find a enchanted axe in the woods?
You gonna leave the door open while you have this discussion? Because he's
No.
just like leaning in from a scorpion.
So he
From
wants to find what seems to be a frost-covered axe in the woods.
Well,
How
that
far
seems
away?
easy enough to acquire.
Yeah, how far away are the woods?
Like the woods are mostly around the mountain. It would take you a bit to get to the woods itself, but it's not a huge hassle in terms of... I mean, your dwarven friend might just tell you to just kill him and get it over with, but...
Hey, not everything needs to be solved with death.
Ultimately...
Sometimes can be solved with
Yes.
death of other things.
Yes, but what's to say that he doesn't just use that axe to attack us?
Why didn't we use that axe to attack
So-
him?
Yeah.
You see
Right.
this guy wield that axe. He couldn't use an axe for the life of him. Like, whatever axe he wants probably is too big for him. Because goblins are pretty small and flimsy. They use weapons designed around being swift little jabbies over axes. So, honestly, it wouldn't really change how strong he is. Unless it's like one of those legendary axes and you're giving him the sword in the stone, you know. That's always a risk.
True.
Is there any myth that some of us would know about an axe like that?
Gosh, what would that be? I imagine that's an appropriate lore check. So how about you look around your lores and see if perhaps one of them makes sense. Otherwise, you know, something like Arcana or Religion, considering what it is. Or maybe Nature, I don't know. Lore
I
would be
mean,
the
if it
easier
is
skill here.
If it isn't any like paintings or like something, because I have art lore, maybe?
No.
Oh.
Unfortunately, not many magical axes in the art lore department.
Oh well, I
Uh,
expected that.
Would warfare lore potentially
Probably.
be?
Probably. You can give that the old college try. Well, lucky you. It turns out it's pretty easy to do a lore check. Because compared to a normal knowledge check, because it's specialized knowledge, it's better knowledge. Sharper.
Oh.
Cool. Wow. Gosh. With a roll like this, you could go. Ooh, man. Well, suffice to say, you think you know what. You think you know what's up, Buckaroo. By the way, just as a quick question, everyone did give themselves the hero point from the start of the session, right? Start and
Oh,
end
no.
session. Just a thing to keep in mind. You should not have
Oh,
zero.
so... Oh, you should not have
I
zero.
So hot
I
bath.
should have to now.
You give it the good once over in your noggin, and there are definitely like legendary axes. You heard that there's this mighty demon who wants to fell every single tree in any elven forest. You know, it's one of those rumor things. Who has a magic mighty axe, but not much about. Well, there is one, but it's kind of a weird legend. It's one of those ones where you ask, what's the whole deal? It's an axe that's in the middle of a forest. It's frozen, stuck to a stump, and it shows up in random places wherever it's gonna be a cold snap. It's considered an ill omen, and that's about where it ends. That's the myth and the legend. It's an axe that's super cold and stuck to a stump, and it glitters real nice, but it's actually an omen of cold winters to come.
I relay this to my fellows.
Say, well, if the did he mentioned the guardian? Did he? But if this axe is cursed, it might be much more trouble for us to retrieve it than it's worth.
Well, the legend you recall doesn't actually mention any guardians of any kind. Though to be
No, but
fair,
I think
most commoners aren't going to pick up an axe that's frozen to his tree stump. That's dangerous. That's fate talk.
If he did mention finding it in the forest, then I suppose it could be retrieved. But again, ill omens around this weapon.
Well, he did say he's only sent his goblin minions to try and retrieve it, so that doesn't really give much of a gauge of how strong this thing is. It's
He said that
stronger than a goblin.
And you're a lot stronger than a goblin.
Yeah,
Hell, you're stronger than multiple goblins.
yeah.
Hey, Tiri, do you think we could take them down?
The guys in there.
I mean, probably.
I mean, it's not going to be I mean, those weenies with their swords didn't look that tough. You could probably glance and tell they're not they don't look the strongest. And the guy on his fancy scorpion, like the scorpion's the big killer here. That's the big dangerous boy. Those pincers look like they could pinch straight through steel. Also, he's got a stinger dripping with venom, so that's a thing to concern yourself with. So it's
I think
up
we should
to
at least
you.
check out the forest axe. I mean, if we can solve this problem without hurting as many people as we have already, I think it'll be a better solution all around.
How handsome.
Hey, maybe the Guardian is intelligent. We could just talk to it.
As you wish. It might also, if we make our way out, it might also allow us to report the status of our endeavors. However, our friend here might not wait for this long for us to return.
Well, if they don't want to wait, they can just pay somebody else.
No, I mean Calith, the Selk.
Oh,
If, what?
in which case we could just... Oh... I don't know if heading down through the Bloodsuckers first would be a good plan or not. 'Cause that sounds dangerous.
All these options have dangers of their own.
Hmm.
Well, it's up to you. Welcome to the decision making. Welcome to a money making game.
Maybe we could vote.
My vote's for the forest. Just go there and then go that and then Bloodsuckers afterwards. Maybe see if we can find a Skulker again.
I mean, your Skulker friend isn't really planning or wanting to stick around too much longer, but you know what? He'll just leave you with the instructions if you're gonna leave.
Yeah.
The heck. Cool. Well, since you're gonna go, he'll tell you to go down the stairs all the way to the bottom. Then you take the passage just directly in front of you once you're at the bottom of the stairs. Gosh, how did this one go? You know, the problem is also partially that the map is super dark on my end because it's a proper dark map. So I have to turn the darkness down. He'll tell you to go straight to that area. and then take the leftmost passage, which is to the south somewhere. And then take another left. Like, you can't miss it. It's all glowy and obviously something's up. So, for your perspective on the map, you just go east a bit and then you go south a bit. Can't miss it.
Yeah.
Keleth will wish you the best. And hopes that you do not end up cursed. Good luck with
Thank
that.
you. Thank you, friend.
Thanks for your help.
And he reminds you, don't forget that smoke can disorient the bloodsuckers.
Ah, yes.
And then he scoots off, probably petting the frogs on his way out. They are quite docile without the goblins making them go nuts.
Big friends.
Big boys, gentlemen. Give them little bow ties.
Yeah.
Well, to the forest then.
I'm just gonna assume you ask for directions first so that you don't just spend hours walking through a forest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a sensible thing to do. Marvelous. And so, the party heroically leaves the dungeon. Your dwarf Hyrie would like to know why you're going the other way. Is there an obstruction or something?
Sort of.
Well, is it something I need to know about? Do I need to worry? Will I see you soon?
Very soon, hopefully.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yes. We're
Just a
working,
short
working out a bargain with the dwarf chieftain boss, whatever.
Fair enough. It is. I did tell him to do it however you like, so go ahead. Just don't shaft me on this, or I'll put you on shafts.
Never. We've been very successful so far.
Yeah, well, I'm not even seeing one weapon, so I can't really judge that myself. Now, Scootaloo. The faster you move, the faster I'll see you again. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Marvelous. You move according to the instructions you've been provided, which means I have to look up a little chart. And I also need to make a little map. Oh gosh, this is going to be real painful to do. Because I've got to... Okay, no, if I just take this and then I do this, I should be able to just pull up a random little forest scene from my fine selection of wares. Which one of these
How far away is the forest?
How far away is the forest? It surrounds the mountain quite significantly. Let me see if I can, like, at most, like, if you take your sweet time walking down the road, it would take an hour to get to where the trees are again. Like I mentioned, the forest on the way in.
Yeah.
Here we go. This little map ought to do. It's one of my favorites when it comes to forest scenes. There you go. Underlying dimensions changed. Just gotta make sure that... Oh, they line up nicely, I think. Wait, no, they don't, because I'm stupid. 200 is 100. Oh, no, they line up. Funky. Cool. Where did the map go? Whoops. Like, I made the map, but it ended up inside of a folder. So I lost track of it. Excuse me. Marvelous. You make your way through the woodlands. I need to roll to see if anything happens to stumble across your way as you take a tour through the woods. But nothing. You follow the instructions. They're quite strange, and they're the kind where... Listen, goblins are at a lower level than you. So you keep having to ask Snoggu about, okay, do you see it? Because he's lower than you. He's actually at the elevation the goblins are at. And they also keep using very esoteric things. Like, normally you'd think someone would reference, like, the weird rock that looks like something. But the goblins are like, the bush with 3 broken branches. And they're very ephemeral clues. And it takes you quite a bit of puzzling to figure out where to go. But with some work, and a lot of probably quiet, if not internal cursing, of the goblins and their inability to just give you good directions, you make your way to a small glade, where indeed you see a large axe just hammered into a tree stump. The tree stump is completely frozen over. In fact, the area around it is looking pretty cold. Give me a moment while I draw you a nice frosty circle to make you go, ooh, that's chilly Billy. No, that's... I wanted a circle with Phil, thank you. I will say, Roll20 does have the better drawing tools. Also, it always gets me so that it's... I want... Oh, fill opacity. There you go. There we go. A nice little circle of a raw, unadulterated coal. At the center of the circle sits a cool little axe. Literally. It is indeed, as he says, it glistens. As the sun begins to set. Its rays cause this brilliant spectacle, like little light spots all on the tree branches, shining through the leaves, burning onto berries. You may place yourself wherever you want, really, as I draw. Oh, I wanted to draw, thank you.
Can't really see the map.
Okay, I think I know why that is, and that's a stupid reason. Give me like 5 seconds. I just gotta push this one button here. Did that help? No? Then this should help.
Oh,
It's a
Uh,
there we go.
Marvelous. There's yonder axe, right at the center of a small frozen area. As I mentioned, glistening light comes from it. Some of the trees whose branches hang near this thing are also somewhat frozen over and they sag, collecting more ice as they go until an equilibrium is reached of diminishing returns. There is indeed this ominous feel you get just looking at it, but it's up to you to decide how to handle the situation. What do you do?
Where is it? Oh, I can't see anything there.
Why can't you? I can't believe you can't see my beautiful drawings.
no, I can see a circle, and then
It's a circle with an X.
What a fuck thing
Maybe it's
is
just
that?
gonna take a moment. Point is, it's over here.
I don't have a great feeling about this.
Is anyone here trained in nature?
I am an expert in nature.
Then you would definitely notice that it's kind of
Likewise.
unusual that you're not hearing any animals.
Hmm.
No twittling of birds, no scuttling of herbivores.
There we go.
Well, who's going to try and take the axe?
I can give it a go.
Go ahead.
Our expert in
Would I
nature
still-
is reminded of a very strange kind of monster that lives out in the woods, which looks like a tree stump with a little cute animal on it. It's called a wolf in sheep's clothes for some reason.
Aw.
Yeah, it's a really weird creature. I don't get it. Anyway, you make your way over. Yonder, Liam. Once you get to the cold, cold ice, I'm gonna need a good old-fashioned fort save, because it is brutally cold. And suddenly, you realize why people don't actually approach this, because... Lucky for you, you've passed the DC, and are mostly unaffected. I mean, it's still gonna get in your joints, but...
I don't see any sign of the Guardian.
Now that you're
Yes.
closer... Well, for one, you don't see anything, really, so far. You can give me a perception check. Perhaps you'll notice something cool. But what you do notice about the axe is that it is a very cool axe. Like, ignoring the fancy lighting as a result of its glistening ice, the weapon itself is already also pretty nice looking. It's got a certain sharpness, a sort of teardrop formation to its axe edge. So, now you give it a real close look. It honestly looks like there's this snake wound around the... It's all transparent ice, so it's hard to make out too many details. But the tree stump itself is wound up by some icicle creature. By this icy creature. And there seem to be these hands poking out from the ground that are mixed among the tree roots. These fingers.
I'd
It's
share that
right.
information with some of the more ranged, inclined party members.
The rest of us.
Yeah, maybe we can, like, you know, get the jump on them before we go for the axe.
Is there a target?
There's what looks like a snake thing around the stump and a whole bunch of hands in the roots.
Fingies. Fingies like
Fingies.
roots.
I could try to shoot them.
Couldn't hurt.
I'll let you perform an opening salvo if you just want to start shooting the tree stump for no reason.
let's
I mean, I can
give
go
it a
in
shot.
there and just grab the axe, but
I think maybe that would give us, if we ready our attacks, then if a guardian springs forth, we'll be ready.
Alright. You guys stand at attention and I'll go in.
Handsome.
Okay.
You push your way through the blistering cold. The axe's handle is quite finely made, wound with an icy blue leather. You want to give it a gold? You want to give the sword in stone?
Let's see if I can be the king of England.
No, this is how you become the king of the forest. You'll need a fish to chop down a tree, but someone has already done that for you.
Ah, yeah.
That's why there's a tree stump.
You know.
There is no strength check because it. I imagine you could just kind of chip away at the ice if you wanted to do that way. If you want to pull out in one fell swoop, that's a whole different action. So do you want to remove it the sensible way, or do you want to be a big old bastard?
Sensible way, probably.
Chip,
I mean,
chip,
we
chip,
want to
chip,
be
chip.
careful about this.
Everyone else has an action ready, which means they get to perform an action before the combat starts. Because once you start peeling at this thing, at some point you hear a loud fee fi fo fum. Someone is stealing my hat. Yeah. You notice that the snake hisses at you and comes to life, but probably more dangerous than both of those is a fair gentleman.
Oh.
The fingers lift this thing up, and he is wearing a tree stump for a hat, upon which sits an axe. Monastery, considering this tree stump is now raising out of the ground, do you want to stay on the tree stump, or are you just going to jump back onto the ground?
I'm going to stay on the tree stump.
You decide to ride this fine gentleman.
That's
Honestly.
a good night's start.
He growlingly demands to know who is trying to mess with his hat. Again, if you would like to unload your salvo, this is an opportunity. Or you can open discussion. Maybe you can negotiate an axe deal.
I think since we were preparing for this guardian, Hot Bath is just gonna lose the arrow he had prepared when he rises up.
Gentlemanly. Very gentlemanly.
But it misses, so maybe it won't count.
Well, you'll have to give me a few. Everyone else also had an action ready, I presume?
I had produce flame ready.
Cool. Well, you can just cast cantrips over and over again to have them ready. You can't ready them in combat as a ready action, but you can definitely hold one steady. Go ahead. Whoever had something to go can let her rip. The Icy Guardian feels the burn. And since he's made of ice, it does an extra 10 damage.
Nice.
You watch as he... What happened here? Oh no, I clicked to open the roll instead of applying the damage. And he takes an extra 10 from his weakness. You see the fiery ball burrow its way into his icy flesh, leaving a big smoldering hole. It doesn't go all the way through, but it's like a big dent. He's very angry at this.
Can I electric arc him?
Yes, you can definitely electric arc him.
Yes.
And then we'll have to roll for initiative. So good sir, show me the electric arc damage while I give you the fine reflexive saves. I think they both take half from that. Give me a moment, I need to apply the damage. Still gives him the old zappy zappy though. Brrr. Okay, who is being? It's weird. It's gonna be the
No
heebie-jeebies.
Getting a lot of feedback.
Okay, begin combat. The Icy Guardian has risen, and he's very, very angry about what's happening. Wah! So he reaches up, Monastery, to grab his hatchet. From his hat. What a hero! First, however, he needs to spend one action to properly get out of the little hole in the ground he was nestling in. You watch as frozen chunks of dirt come from him, then he grabs his axe firmly, and then he gives you one chance to get off of his head. which is to say that he's going to try and intimidate you, Monastery. He gives you the critical heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, I'm very spooked by that.
To be fair, he did just grab that axe out of there in one fell swoop, and now he's telling you to get off. Hot bath.
All right. Hot Bath will hunt prey on this creature. He will then spend a turn commanding bloody giblets.
Onwards! Attack!
Can bloody giblets? Oh no, wait. He's a big bear. He's probably fine in the cold. He's a big boy.
He's a small bear, but
Well, I mean, you know, bears are extremely fat and furry. They can take some. They can take some cold.
okay.
Yeah, they're pudgy boys.
And then bloody giblets will support, and Hot Bath will make a strike. Make a hunted shot. Sorry.
Shoot!
2 attacks.
Oh, yeah, there's something I forgot to add to. Oh, you do have a loot. Cool. I need to make a loot one for me. Because it's.
So
you can
that's damage and also damage from
Oh boy.
giblets.
Oh boy. Hit him by 7. Oh man.
Wow.
That's not gonna win any prizes.
Nope. That's my turn.
Jerry. You gave the two of them the crickly crack, but they're still standing. They're still angry.
I'm going to try and back away. I'm gonna back away a bit, and then cast Freeze Flame to attack him again.
With a lucky hit, you manage to catch him right in the arm as he points it up at Monastery. 15 damage as a result of that. Ooh. The fire magic counteracts his natural icy existence. Snuggle.
Okay. I'm gonna launch a random rock that's near me.
Nice. A random rock.
A random rock.
Who are you hitting? The big guy?
The big guy.
That misses, unfortunately. His armor class is at 19.
Then I'll just cast shield on myself and save you.
Monastery. The icicle that's snake that has animated itself wants to give you the squeeze.
Not the squeeze.
He fails to grapple you. He's still like partially wound around you, but he doesn't have the grip and leverage to do anything nasty. So instead, he's gonna try and get you. Oh no! He bites down, but your armor and chitin protects you. He is very cold though. Whew.
Chilly.
You're pretty sure that if it bites you, you're gonna have a wound that's like frost biting its way through you. So be careful. Monastery, it's your turn.
Am I still on top of the thing?
Yes,
Get down
you're
from
awkwardly
there.
balancing.
This is less than ideal. I'm
is-
going to just grab the snake by the neck.
You grab
Just-
a snake.
Gonna grab me, I'm gonna grab you.
It's 4TC's 18. You have gripped the snake firmly.
Okay. Don't know what my plan was after grabbing the snake.
How? Do you wear thick gloves as you grab a snake made of ice?
I mean, probably to some extent. Not like cold-proof gloves,
Let
but
me
like,
just. Okay, you're wearing full plate. In that case, I assume that you're wearing some leather or like cloth gloves. That's it. So
Yeah.
yes, you're probably not gonna freeze yourself to the snake. You wrestle him off your body, simply put. Well, what do you do next? You got 2 actions left.
I think I'll just, I guess, attack it
Well, you got him.
while I've got it.
You take an action
Nope.
to draw out your weapon first because well, actually, we're probably chipping away, so you probably have it already out. Marvelous. And you were expecting trouble. Cool. You got one action left in that case, I think.
And shield it up, I guess.
Your frightened goes down by 1. The Icy Guardian does not appreciate you grabbing his snake.
Load.
What?
This pet snake.
I'm gonna presume the monastery makes like a squeaky sound as he is grabbed as firmly as he grabs the snake, and then he's just gonna huck you out of here. Which is to say that I presume, how far can something throw something? I presume something can throw half of its strength modifier in spaces, especially something smaller. You get shoved effectively off of him. Vroom.
Ah.
And he takes his big old hatchet, yells something at you as he gives you the firm squint. And then he goes, hi-ya! With his axe. That's
Who's that axe attack against?
you.
Well, that would have been a miss.
You managed to avoid his axe despite the fact that he threw you off of him. You hero, you champ. Well, why is that a miss? Your armor class is 20.
Yeah, but I had my shield up.
Oh, excuse me. Easy to forget that part. Well, you know what? He's just gonna pound on that shield until he gets through it. Stop hitting yourself, please. Hot bath. This stump-wearing troll man thing is beating up your friend. Slowly.
Stop that!
Hotbath will spend an action instructing his bear to continue assisting him. He will then cast Gravity Weapon,
Rude.
and then he will do a hunted shot again. Hope it does better than last time.
While it's easy to hit something this size, it's very difficult to get the arrows to actually pierce it properly.
No, I'm sorry.
Like,
It's not working today.
imagine trying to make an ice sculpture not by hitting it with hammer and chisel, but by throwing the chisels at the ice. It's something you gotta get used to. Terry,
Yeah.
that guardian
Okay.
looks like he's about to start stomping on that bear. His
Okay,
big old
I'm
foot.
going to cast Elemental Toss at it.
Ooh. You throw out your one-action cantrip.
And then
Oh shit!
Ooh,
What is your element?
fire.
Oh gosh, this poor man. Roll me damage. We'll
Ah.
I don't
No,
want
it should be it should be 2d8.
It should be 2d8. Allow me to check out your sheet. I think I know of a way to fix this. Okay, so we're gonna set elemental toss instead of this being a cantrip. So roll damage again.
Okay.
It should get it. No. Click it again and then light damage. Oh no, it still doesn't do it. What? I figured. Oh, it doesn't have a scaling associated with it. Oh, excuse me. 1d8. Right. Cool. Okay, if I did this correctly, now it should do it. There you go. Now it should do it right. You can roll me that damage again, good sir.
Okay.
And then we'll double it, and then we'll add 10. Because weaknesses and resistances come after damage has been rolled.
Yeah.
So go ahead. 6. 6 becomes 12. 12 becomes 22. You flick. There's lots of tree around, so you cause some of the tree to heat up, and then swoosh a ball of fire into him, right into his shoulder, causing it still works his arm, but you can tell that he's starting to slow down a bit. You have 2 actions left, because that's just your one action thing.
Wait, is that a cantrip?
No, it's not a cantrip, but it's a focus
Oh,
spell which automatically heightens, like a cantrip does.
Yeah. It just reads as a cantrip in the focus.
Yeah, the reasoning for that is very simple. It's because it doesn't do heightening unless you have it set as a cantrip, and it's stupid. I hate it.
Okay, that is very weird.
Yeah, it's Pathfinder 2e is not completely finished yet, I think, but whatever. Move on. You have 2 actions. You can actually cast Produce Flame on top if you want.
Yeah, I will do.
You're very mean.
I'm being very mean. But I miss.
Oh, cool. Well, unfortunately, And it's not even missed by one. I can't even yell at you for not having a bard, which I love doing.
Hmm.
Telling people that they should have other party compositions, no matter what their composition is. It's always wrong, Snuggu.
Just have 4 bards.
If this party has a bard, I'm just gonna be like, well, you should have had a fighter. And they have a fighter, I'm like, you should have had a wizard.
I get to be a bootleg bard eventually.
Who needs a bard when you can pretend to be a bard? That's the bard way. Snuggu, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna cast True Strike
Oh, snazzy.
and then Acid Splash.
Interesting choice.
I have a better choice. I don't have any fire.
I mean, I'm not.
So the-
So, yeah. True Strike is so good, man. It's so good nowadays.
and then I just cast Acid Splash.
Yep, roll me that attack twice. We'll take the high result. Okay, well, on the plus side, you do hit it. So roll me the damage on this fine gentleman, which is 1d6 plus your modifier. Now, I don't want to be rude, but I'm pretty sure your charisma modifier is not +1. I think that's just because it's mixing things up, and yeah, no. No, it's just being stupid. Marvelous. Oh no, wait, it's hiding the third. That's why, because I'm stupid. It isn't hiding that quickly. Marvelous. The big guy takes 2 damage. Then he takes the extra 1, because guess what? Splash does affect the primary target. Little snake off to the side, which is no longer being grisped. Shush. Also takes 1 from the acid. The bear takes 1 from the acid, because
Oh no.
No.
True.
magical splashes get larger by the creature. I don't count that for regular weapons, but for fuck it. Moving on, Snuggle. You bathe them in acid. It doesn't work quite as well as the fire did, because it definitely seems to make him sizzle and fizzle, but it also half solidifies in awkward ways. He just looks really weird. Imagine melting an ice creature's face and then these green blobs solidify where the melting happened. It just looks awkward now.
Who are we gonna call?
The icicle snake is first gonna dart over closer, and with its jaws out, goes. Oh no! Not. God damn it! Stop aiming at things. There. My good friend Monastery. I think it hits you.
Yeah.
Here we go. So you actually only take 3 damage. That 1d6 is going to happen at the end of your turn, as you now have a wound that is just... It has this frost that's slowly magically growing out of it, and then it tries to grab you and fail. So, Monastery, it's your turn. You're still a little spooked, but that fear's slowly moving away, although, to be fair, you now have a wound that's slowly but surely turning your body into ice, so we'll see how that works out.
Great.
The Ice Guardian looks
Gonna-
almost defeated, but...
Gonna start fighting the snake. What's the thing? There it is.
The icicle snake's about to taste vengeance, as they say. Don't forget,
Slashy.
it doesn't look like it can bleed, so don't try using bleed damage. That's one action.
And then... I'll just attack it again.
You lucky boy. Oh man, this is some solid blows. The icicle snake is not looking too hot, which is to say, he just took it down from full to 1/3.
And then shield it up.
Put up that shield, baby blue. The Icy Guardian. First, he'll
fuck.
throw his hands at the bear. Oh, we need to lower your frightened down. First, he throws his large hand at the bear to try and knock it aside. Poor baby bear. I think that hits him exactly.
Yep.
This is more the narrative method of combat. He then...
Nope, not me.
Hot Bath gets healed for a whole bunch of hit points.
Hold on. No, never mind. I don't know why. I clicked the wrong button.
It's
Um,
all right. Then
I don't think I was at full, so I think I was at 32 or something. Just put that there. Alright, the bear takes 14. 17. There we go.
then he tries to grab Monastery because he really. But since that fails, he just roars out and gives it his all in this mighty hatchet swing. It clanks off your shield, which has little ice particles flying off of it, as the axe causes it to partially freeze. Oh, by the way, Monastery, there's two things I need you to do. Still, I need you to roll 1d6 for the persistent ice damage, and then I need you to roll me a flat d20. Okay, so you take 2 extra cold damage as your wound begins to grow, and then a 1d20. If you roll 15 or higher, I think you're that. Was it a 15 or higher? No.
Yeah, 15.
Well, regardless.
And then the icy wound continues to fester. Boop. Hot bath. Someone is trying to beat up your bear.
Get out of there, giblets!
Wait, this bear's called Bloody Gidlets. Where's
Oh,
my
no.
real bear?
I typoed. Oh no.
It's a fake bear.
Alright, so Giblets is going to use one of his actions to try and tumble through
Oh no.
the giant's, the whatever, troll's space.
That's very handsome of you, but I would like to point out that does not escape the fact that this. Okay, well, you can do that. Tumble through. Roll me acrobatics. I think it's against his reflex.
Yes.
Marvelous. Well, his reflex
Doesn't work.
That's actually a critical failure. Does tumble through have any? I don't think tumble through has any problems associated with it. Yeah, it's just. Yep. Well, he uses one action, doesn't do anything with it. Big boy's too big.
Um,
On the
try
plus-
again.
Okay, cool. Go ahead. No penalties. You just do it. Well, again, his reflex DC is like 20. Hotbath, what do you do with your actions? You have 2 left. Your bear's been rolling around a bit in the
Oh
ice.
no!
I'm going to try again with one of those hunted shots and see if it actually does anything
Bang,
this
bang.
time.
Hey, you figured out how to shoot ice. It might be the acid that softened it up in certain areas. Pew. Oh, whoops. No, not. Oh, whoa.
Oh wait, it also does an extra 2 damage, so that's 9 damage on the first
Handsome. Very handsome. You
one.
chip.
And then I'll do a regular final strike. Yes.
So close. So close. Terry.
Hmm.
The Guardian looked like he's about to pick up his boy and run, which means you will lose that axe, because he looks pretty fast. What do you do?
I'm trying to. Wait, how? I'm just checking the range on one of my spells. Okay, I'm gonna run towards the troll. Here. Do I need to make a fortitude save
Yes.
for the cold? Yeah. Okay.
Cold. You are slowed as the ice settles on your body. This costs you an action. I don't know if it costs you one straight in your turn. I don't think it does, so we're just going to say that you still have all your actions.
Okay, then I'm gonna cast Burning Hands.
Marvelous. Marvelous. You throw a burning hands at him.
Oh, no, don't. How do I move it? Oh no.
Yeah, I figured out these are for some reason very, very annoying about things. You want something like this? You
Yeah.
hit bloody giblets. Anyway,
Not my bear.
you throw out a fire. I'm just gonna assume you're not gonna hit bloody giblets. Roll me the damage, and I'll roll you the oh god. Okay, he's gonna go down. I don't think he's gonna make it, Jim. He takes 17
Doesn't look
damage,
good, Jim.
which should already kill him. But just to rub it in real nice, like. Not only does he take that 17 the 14 damage, which would kill him. He also takes another 10 on top from the weakness. So he melts as you throw a gout of flame at him. Okay, is that a combat?
Hey.
Enemy in combat, so I can do this. He melts down, the stump settling on the hole in the ground. He didn't really move all that much from his place. Combat is technically over. His ice snake will try to wiggle away the chance it gets. So unless you want to beat up his ice snake too, that's your right.
I've got no beef with the snake.
We got no
It's
beef
just
with him.
it's just a
Does it
snake.
look like he would become friends with me?
You can try smooching the snake if you really want.
Either way, no matter how you would decide to kill the snake or not, you'll gain 9 experience points for the fight.
95, 90.
And
So-
if you crush his hand, you can take the axe out.
That was the goal.
You acquire a fine hatchet. Not only is this hatchet extremely finely made, but it's a +1 striking hatchet, sort of. The extra striking die is cold damage. A close examination reveals that the hatchet itself is not inscribed within your runes. The magic is just that it's exposed to this creature for so long. Which isn't unheard of. If you stick a weapon in a dragon and it sits there for 10 decades, then eventually the weapon tends to become magical.
Okay.
Can I roll a nature check to see what this creature was?
Go ahead.
Fine.
I'll roll it in secret, or you can roll it blindly. How about that?
Sure. Oh, sorry, that was not that private. I should have done blind
Doesn't
aim.
matter. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you think you have an idea what this is. So, doing the math once over in your head, what if instead of this thing being an omen of cold winters, it's just a creature that knows where the cold weather is? And the axe is only magical because it's on top of a dude who likes to wear stumps for a hat and dig himself into the ground. So, it's interpretation of circumstances compared to the mundanity of it all. To be fair, this guy did seem like I don't know. You know what to think of him.
Well, I guess it wasn't cursed after all. Just a hat, a weapon on a hat.
Also, now that the creature is gone, the cold weather effects will slowly begin to wane. As they say.
How long did it take for us to return to make our way over here?
You could definitely get back to the goblins, but it will start to get dark.
Did it take like an hour or something just for
About.
medicine count?
Yes, you can
cooldown?
definitely apply medicine to everyone if you want to at this point.
All right. Hot Bath will start with some battle medicine on his bear with assurance. And some battle medicine for himself. You're very robotic, Snuggle.
This is not a Starfinder game, so it's not even good ambience.
Oh, I'm robotic? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just coming through very choppy.
You're coming through very Hong Kong fooey.
Oh, need some healing. Monastery.
Actually, most people
Tiny
got out of
little
this.
Did you not get hurt?
I'm only missing 7 health.
Well,
Everyone got out of this pretty clean, yeah.
now you're only missing 2.
That's. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Marvelous.
Is it better now? Or am I still,
It's much better, yes.
Yeah, much better.
Okay, I changed my internet, so I'm using my phone now.
Ooh.
I wonder. I mean, this weapon seems like it could fetch a fine price. Seems strange to trade it in, but I suppose a bargain is a bargain.
We had an agreement, and I intend to We'll follow through on it.
I don't trust the goblins very much, but sure.
Golly gosh darn it.
Let's return to the ruins then.
Why so negative? Anyway, you decide to go make your way back.
Oh, do we rest? No.
I mean, you can rest whenever, yes. That's up to you to decide when you decide to take your daily rest into the spit.
I'm still raring to go.
I mean, you're just gonna hand this fine gentleman his axe. No risks there.
What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
Bubsy, no.
You can't stop me. You can't stop me! Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Anyway, you bunch of joiks. Bullying pure innocent baboose. How about you give me the lowdown smackdown and move on with life. So you go back to the fortress. Along the way, you can tell that they might have figured out what's going on, because when you get back to this guy's front door, he does look a bit grumpy. When you go inside, that is. You can decide that for yourself when you go inside and say hello. I'm not your boss. I'm not a character.
So should I hand off the axe to them then? That was the one to.
You made the deal.
You
Okay. So I'll open the door and then go inside. Say, I have your axe.
Oh, do you?
So yes, I show him.
Ooh, he sees the axe, whose edge is lined with sharp crystals. Honestly, you could use it like a cudgel as much as you could use it as an axe. He makes a little grabby hands towards it. He wants it. Give it! Give it!
First, first, I need to say what I would like in return.
Now what do you want?
Well, the axe that you have right now. An axe for an axe.
He looks at his little axe and goes, "This thing is bad. It's too heavy." He throws it at you and demonstrates that it is indeed too heavy, because it just lands with a little sad on the ground.
Okay.
Take it. I don't want it. It's stupid. It's dumb. I hate it. Yeah.
Okay. I take the axe and hand over the enchanted one.
He gives it a few swings through the air. You acquire mechanically it's a +1 striking dwarven axe, but what really makes it interesting is that cool mark that's on it, and the fact that it doesn't have any runes. It's just mundanely so well made that it's very powerful if used correctly. And it's one of the items you've been sent to find.
Hey.
If this was an RPG, you'd get that little fanfare. In fact, I'm gonna give you a little fanfare. It's the very, I don't know, I just have a soft spot for this fanfare, because something about it just feels so insincere. It is a place in my heart. You acquire the weapon. He seems so enamored with it and wanting to use it that you should probably make way before he decides to use it on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of there. Thanks, bye.
Okay, thanks, bye!
Okay, so we have the axe. So that went better than I thought it would, to be honest.
Yeah.
Could have
Could've
gone
gone a lot
worse.
worse.
A lot. Could have gone a lot worse.
Did you check this store out last time?
No, I didn't.
We have not.
Cool. Well, you've gotten yourself one of the items you've been sent to pick up. What do you want to do now? Because you should probably... Oh, you want to check this place out? Looking through this doorway, you see a room filled to the brim with goblins. And several large Imagine beds that are like hundreds of years old. That you should probably get that fixed, man. But they didn't because they're goblins and they don't care that much. Essentially, it's an old musty room. In the back are a whole bunch of boxes which have been stacked around a small plant of some sorts. If you would like to take a further look inside, that's up to you.
I
There's
think,
goblins in there.
I think it'd be best if we drop off the axe first, unless you want to use it.
No, I'm quite happy with my sword.
Okay.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I'm not trained in. I'm not trained
if
in
it's
it.
a powerful weapon, maybe it could be an asset or further exploration of these ruins.
I mean, so is anyone here even trained with advanced weapons?
Oh, not advanced.
Not,
Yeah, the
no.
dwarven, the let's see, yeah, the dwarven war axe is an advanced weapon. It's a very fancy
Yeah,
thing.
you gotta be like a super fighter or have specific feats for that.
So I think this is where maybe I saw some kind of plant at the back of this room, but yeah, if maybe our patron would be happy if we returned with one of the items we were sent to retrieve.
It would at the very least reinforce that you're getting
They-
progress.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
All
it
right.
sounded like they were getting kind of antsy. If we show them that we're actually doing our job, they might be a little happier.
Look, we
Sounds
can do
good.
our job just fine. We're not liars. We insist. Marvelous. You decide to go back to your employer. I'm gonna roll a d6. Heck, when you make your way back to yonder bridge, some things might happen. How about we see what happens down there? Everyone, please get out of the walls. Thank you.
It's cozy in the woods.
It's very cozy in the walls. It's suffocatingly
Anything-
cozy, I've heard.
Anything could happen.
As you walk through here, you can't help but hear the distant flapping of wings coming from all the way down that hole. What do you do with that information?
This is what I heard before. It was the dragon.
Could be. Could just be some bats.
Could
It's
it
very-
be just some bats?
I mean, it's very echoey.
Would my ancestor made me realize the dragon or a bat?
Wait, who's what? What? Where? Who?
Me, Snuggle, the dragon ancestry. Would I have a clue?
Your ancestry does not provide you with particular information regarding the anatomy and sounds a dragon makes.
Okay. Fair point.
People are not born with that knowledge, although it would be cool.
I
I mean, so long as we're quick, we can probably make it through the door at least. But then again, yeah, the bridge is kind of shitty.
Cool.
it's quite a risk.
Let's head over as well.
It is potentially quite the risk. Spooky. So you're just gonna move your way across? Cool, cool.
Just careful, careful.
Hopefully.
Hot bath carrying his bear in his arms.
Yep.
Gosh darn
Baby.
bear. As you make your way across, the sound gets louder and louder
Yeah.
until you hear a quite uncomfortable sound to hear while you're standing in the middle of a bridge. You can stop right there, good sir. Because suddenly a gout of acid, a large single... Oh gosh, does this thing have a... I need to know if it's a line or not. It's a line. Good. Then I'm not looking like an idiot. A large line of acid, glowing softly, because it's so chemically hot, cuts through the rope bridge like a blade, searing it in half.
Oh, jeez.
Hot bath. The bridge is not going to be a bridge very long. What do you do?
I throw my bear onto the other side of the bridge.
You throw your bear heroically across the bridge.
And I try to hold on with my. Well, I'm already holding on with my 2 free hands that weren't. So I just
Can I-
try to not get knocked off if the bridge collapses on in
Can I
the center.
grab the rope to try to like pull them up?
Oh
I
my.
help with pulling up.
Oh my. Okay, well, your bear's safely on the other side, because he's easy enough to just give a quick ha, and presumably either someone else catches or he claws his way up the edge. I hope you guys are cooperating by helping this bear.
We gotta help the baby.
You, however, so how did you intend to escape the fact that the rope bridge is starting to fall slack and fall downwards? Because it's really just 3 ropes hanging from the cliff now, and they're not affixed that good now that it's all weird.
Well, I have 4 arms, so I'm just scrabbling onto the rope as much as I can, trying to not
Cool.
get knocked off, and
Cool.
climbing up as fast as I can.
First and foremost, you can give me either a fortitude or a reflex check, because as you fall down, you're going to slam into the wall below.
I'm gonna hero point that.
Sure. That's enough, actually. Though, it hurts your pride, maybe. It doesn't hurt your body as you land with your back against the wall instead of your front and your face.
Oh.
You are hanging around 20 feet down below, and you suddenly become briskly aware of the fact that this whole chasm is made of rather sharp rock, which is doing a lovely job just slowly chipping away the fibers that make up this rope. Everyone else standing up there, you watch your friend slam into the wall and avoid getting cut to pieces by it. What do you do to help him out? Or are you gonna run for your life and make sure you don't get caught by that spoot of acid?
Grab the rope and try to pull them up.
If you, yeah, sure. You could definitely try to help him that way. However, he is all the way down there. How heavy is he? 4, I think, so it's 10. Could you do that? No, technically, yes. But you might need an extra hand, because, rope's not the best grip in the world.
Hey, guys, give me a hand.
Need to distribute the rate. Increase friction coefficients.
Yeah, sure, I'll help.
All
I'm
right,
not very strong.
Monastery. You can roll me a strength check.
Or
Or Hopbath can roll me a strength check. It's either or, really. Athletics, actually. As you try to make this work as best as possible. This thing was far better as a rope bridge than anything else. What's this roll about? Was there a little punchy symbol here? What does that do?
Huh?
No active encounters in the combat tracker. Wait, what? Ah! There's a button for initiative on random skill checks. That's neat. You learn something every day. You drag your friend up and hear a loud, satisfied laughing coming from down below. You're down a bridge. Let me take out the nice drawing tool and make sure that you all understand it's no longer there. They used to be a bridge,
Thank you, friend.
but it's gone
Friends.
now. There's some
I'm
acid
glad
still.
you're okay, but
Mhm.
we don't have a bridge anymore.
That will make things difficult. Though there is the passages that the goblins use to shoot at us, like
Maybe you can find them.
maybe. Yes.
Oh wait, you
Yeah,
already
they-
found them.
Yeah, they opened them up for us.
When I was down further down into the hole, did my dark vision catch anything at the bottom?
Yes, it did. Let's see. You saw a beautiful set of eyes glaring at you with the kind of sadistic pleasure of someone who likes to burn ants with a magnifying glass.
When the laughter was happening, Snow yelled something obscene in Draconic at the hole.
Are you sure you want to agitate a dragon while you're hanging in a hole in the ground? It's a great question that anyone should ask themselves any day of the week. Because
Can I
I will take that chance to fuck you over. You are dealing with something that's spiteful.
Probably best not to aggravate.
Discretion
The
is the better part of
giant-
valor, they say.
I think we should.
Giant
I think we should go see our patron and take some time to rest.
Excellent.
Let's
Yeah.
sleep on what just happened.
You decide to
That's-
reflect on the day.
Some scary eyes down there.
Okay, cool. Well, since you're in no particular hurry, and you have plenty of hours in the day, You can always just put yourself back at full hit points. Don't forget to recover your focus points. Don't forget to recover your spell slots and all those fun things. As you take your 8 hours of long resting. I need to remove come on, your token's doing weird. Let me see if this helps. Cool, there we go. Now you no longer have the weak muscle man icon. And then when the next day comes, and by the way, she's very satisfied to see that you brought her the axe. Would you look at that? Results. That's what I've been waiting for. Although, to be fair, you were already getting something resembling results when you picked up some people. She does smell the axe, and it's like, ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, you're probably gonna want to wash it.
Yeah.
Go-
What has
some
this
goblins
been?
had it.
Shoved up a goblin's ass?
I wouldn't put it past him.
He was a very small goblin, so I would be surprised.
You can watch a beautiful gradient of emotions as she processes this potential situation. It's quite something. But other than that, she seems satisfied for now. She's been placated. You're stuck between two dragons. Haha, that's the joke. Except not really.
Comedy.
There definitely was something in the chasm across down there, so
Also-
maybe
While you will not get your payout quite yet, you will get something else. For achieving a moderate objective, you gain 30 experience points and a hero point.
A 30.
As this is effectively a quest progression step. You know,
Slowly getting there.
yes, you are. Since you also technically resolved the whole goblin situation peacefully, and they're probably not going to be a pain in your side, unless they decide to be one anyway. They are goblins in the end. It's only fair that I give you some of those points as well, since, you know, problems that are overcome are learning experiences, no matter how you do it. So I'm going to give you half of that. I wish that besides having an automated loot sheet, there's also an automated, just put some experience points in here sheet. Let's see, so that's 15, 15, 30, 30, 30, 90, 120. 120 becomes 160. 180. Give yourself 90. You get half. They're technically not gone yet, and they can become a problem, but you have handled them for now. So give yourself 90 experience points on top of that, too.
Almost 3/4 of the way there.
We are at 705 now. Am I wrong?
735.
Yeah, 730.
Okay.
Tierra recounts the arcane methods because I keep having key people selected. My bad. Anyway, kids, it's the morning. Or however late you decide to do this. I don't know if you guys want to spend like 8 hours drinking coffee before you go out or what. But the sun is rising. How about the Teletubbies come outside to play?
Always wake up bright and early.
I hope this creature doesn't want to toy with us anymore, and that we find a way across the chasm.
You're gonna have to figure something out, yes.
So we're gonna have to look through the goblin tunnels.
Well, I have some rope. If worse comes to worse, but it'll be tricky.
Yeah. Not sure how we'll be able to secure it on the other side.
Well,
And I have a grappling bolt and a hand crossbow.
Ooh.
or if one of us gets across and that one ties up the rope.
How would you get across?
Can someone throw me?
I don't see any wings on you yet, little dragon.
I would like to point out that throwing someone 30 feet is quite a distance.
Yeah. I can probably toss you, I don't know, like 10.
Can we make a slingshot?
You want to make a siege weapon to launch someone over a hole?
Yes.
At that point, you
Yes.
might as well just make a ballista so that you can make a tightrope. Gosh.
All right. Well, if you're all prepared, we can go investigate those tunnels and see where they take us.
Seems like an idea.
Marvelous. You decide to head to yonder tunnels, yonderly. If you all just sit together, I can drag you over in one fell swoop.
Okay.
Whoop!
Yeah.
Thanks to your X-ray vision, you know that there's nothing in the mountain.
I'm gonna go this way, down here.
You take a look down and find an arrow slit location. Or one of those goblins just pelting you from earlier when they thought you were a problem. In the meantime, Hotbath goes north.
Over here.
You find a room that I'm just going to describe as a big old mess and very smelly. And I'll let your imagination fill in what that looks like if a bunch of goblins were to do it.
It's stinky in here.
Very stinky.
Gross.
Honestly, you're pretty sure that a broom and a lot of soap wouldn't do it. In case you want a more vivid depiction. As everyone makes their way through, presumably looking for something. Handsome.
Not good.
Examining along the walls, seeing if there's any
There are
doors or passageways.
There are really crappy arrows and bow stuff lying around. You know, the ones they used to shoot you. But they're more like some shrapnel slapped on top of a wooden rod than they are proper arrows. No consideration for aerodynamic reflection. Anyway, let's just fast forward through the while it takes you to fully examine this location. After which Snoggo finds... Well, he finds a bit of a draft at the end of the hallway.
Draft here.
It's drafty, yes. It's a slight breeze caressing you.
I feel kind of nice.
Mm-hmm. Kind of weird that there's a draft going to a dead end, isn't it?
Is there a door?
Examining the wall will probably be a good start.
I'll look at the door, at the wall.
How do you look for a door?
I look at the wall.
You take a good look at the wall. It's mostly made of carved stone, but... You know, by rubbing your hands along it and taking a really close look, you find something that resembles a seam of sorts. The seam cuts a rectangle into the wall. And using, I don't know, a dagger, a crowbar, something that can get into that seam, you can open it up and find a little staircase and a hallway. If your spatial awareness is on point, this should lead to that room with the goblins. So yes. However, judging by how dusty this place is, they might not know this exists.
So,
We might surprise them if we go through here.
prepare to scare the crap out of some goblins.
Depending on how strongly you open the door, maybe. I probably won't be too scared if you just open it real slowly and go, "You've won a fantabulous prize!" Da-da-da. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Let's see what's behind door one.
You take a look behind door number 1. Well, give me a moment. There we go. Behind door number 1 are indeed the goblins. However, how firmly do you open it? Like, what's your opening method?
Really slow, just peeking in.
The first thing you see is to your right, because the door opens towards the left. To your right, you see that plant you saw earlier? It's a small tree with a large hole in it that kind of sticks out of the ground like it burrowed straight through rock. Then you begin to see the rest of the room, where all the goblins are. Well, there's more of them now, for one. You don't know where these other ones came from, but they're there now, and they all seem to be a little bit tipsy and drunk, and they're being rowdy. You know, they're throwing things at each other. They're piling on top. Gosh darn 4 spirits. Now they probably ingested actual spirits.
Oh no.
It's a pun. Ha!
Ah. That's a joke.
That's the joke.
What's the holdup?
Goblins.
And
A
they,
lot of them.
and they seem in the mood for a good old-fashioned tussling. Climbing over each other, being all like,
Monster, can you step over me? I'm scared.
I'm sure I can squeeze past. I'm sure if we just make our way through carefully, they won't bother us.
Pretend you're goblin.
Put on your
I
goblin
think
face.
they'd notice. Just
So
kind of emerge from the tunnel
So
very
what's your
carefully.
what's your plan for getting through this place without getting hit with goblin stuff,
Uh,
or worse, getting involved in some sort of knife fight?
uh,
Because they want a knife fight. They want to stick their daggers in you and go like, hey, hoo, hey, look at me, I'm the strongest one around.
my plan was to mostly just go, excuse me, pardon me, don't mind us. We're just passing through.
These people are far too inebriated to give you the politeness of being pardoned and excused.
Listen, I asked nicely. Can you?
But you can roll me persuasion. as you try to be
Can you guys
unassumingly
please,
nice.
please, guys, please?
For some reason, the goblins decide to humor you. They all let out a good old chuckle and chortle. But you know, goblins aren't very strong-willed, so you manage to convince most of them to just kind of stay out of your way. The whole party manages to slick through the room in the moment that they seem moderately bemused by the sign of politeness.
As he emerges into the room, Hotbath will take a look at this strange-looking plant.
Um, considering everything you've seen, there's a good chance this is the goblin's tree, like the one they come out of.
Ah.
They grow in pretty weird places sometimes, so it's entirely possible this is just that one.
Oh, it's their mother.
In a sense.
Hmm. Well, if Monastery has managed to negotiate our way through, then
He has.
Hotbath won't do anything to intervene with it too much.
Yeah, I mean, if you light it on fire, they'll probably be a little unhappy.
Exactly.
And you'll have to deal with a lot of smoke.
Yeah.
Bum,
Just get out of here
bum,
quickly.
Do any of the return goblins look at all like the goblins we killed the previous day?
I mean, how much do you really remember?
It's true.
They're goblins.
It's not like you really spent a lot of time getting to know them, learning the ins and outs of their facial features. Marvelous.
So if we're going to fight the bloodsuckers, smoke was recommended. How are we going to make that happen?
I'm pretty sure most people here took an adventurer's pack, which comes with torches. Unless you threw those torches out.
I have 2 smoke sticks.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's a whole different way of doing it.
It'll probably be more efficient.
Well, maybe we can take advantage of Monastery and I's extra limbs. We can just carry the torches, leave everyone else's hands free to do whatever.
Yeah. As long as we take point, we should be able to create a smoky tube.
That's
Anyway.
a fair idea.
It's party teleportation time towards the appropriate location.
And if something goes wrong, I think I have a smoke thingy we can use against them.
Yeah.
Smoke thingy.
The noxious vapors. I don't know if they're gonna work, but I
It's
can at least obscure us for a round.
it's honestly
Stinky
quite
smoke.
it's honestly quite weird that there is really only like one dead body here, and it's the hobgoblin. Sure, the skeletons are here, but they're like cleaned and polished.
We did loot everything from these guys, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you looted the room. You've already done that.
Yeah, I took the whole goblin shield.
Yeah, and I've got a fancy sword from it.
For your tribbles and your troubles.
All right.
Next step, going downstairs.
Mm-hmm. As you open the door, you see the large, gaping stairway. If it wasn't for the fact that it was carved, it looks almost more like a natural accident than it is intended to be here. At the end of the hallway, well, you can't see that yet, so... For now,
I
you just see
can.
this large set of stairs.
Boys.
You also see several insects buzzing and buzzing around.
Some skelly bones.
No, very charred skelly bones.
Not what you like to see.
Definitely not. How far can these bugs? Okay. There's a good chance they'll start to pick up on your presence soon.
So have we split the smoke sticks? Or what?
That's up to you to decide if that's happened or not. I mean, you were together like a second ago. You could have taken care of it.
Yeah, I think we should stick close together. Activate a smoke stick.
You
It
decide to
lasts,
concoct a plan.
it lasts for a
Huddle
minute.
up.
Well, each one lasts for a minute.
Well, we can see if how far one gets us then.
You see a portcullis over here. Alright, you light up some smoke sticks to provide you with smoke. You were told that this would disorient the creatures. Do you intend to deal with them, or do you just want to go down the stairs as soon as possible? Because you can safely begin your descent onto the stairs around here. Earlier if you're feeling funny. But, you know, it's up to you.
Well, we're likely going to have to come back up here
Mm-hmm.
at some stage. So maybe deal with the ones at the entrance at least. Unless they
Yeah.
start swarming us.
Cool. Cool. Well, that's up to you to decide how you're going to handle this, so... If you
Can
want
I
to
attempt to recall knowledge on what these creatures are?
Of course. They're animals, so nature. These are bloodseekers, also called sturges. They don't deal a lot of damage. Like the lethalness of this creature comes from the fact that they drain your blood, and enough of them can essentially cause death by desanguination.
Careful for these things to
They're,
latch onto you.
they're also really fast. Faster than the average person. They're easy to kill though. Like they're a threat to lower level adventurers, but they shouldn't mean any threat to you at all.
I do think,
Alright.
just to be safe, we should probably take them out.
Yeah. Let's clear out the entryway.
Marvelous. Well, you've been hanging around here long enough, and the bugs are hungry. Let's have a go.
Hungry boys.
It's also be a lovely way for everyone to see just how baby they are.
Oh.
Boop, boop, boop. Snagu. You're the first to go.
Okay,
Quite
how many? Oh,
Just put 'em
2 are there, right?
in. The buzzing sounds like more than 2.
Okay. I'm gonna move a bit closer then. Okay.
You see several of them. Please do not forget that if you want to use something like electric arc, that's a 30-foot range, so...
It doesn't try to get closer.
I need to get closer. Also, you're measuring from a space ahead of you, not your own space at this point, so...
Sorry. One more. And then I'm gonna try to electric arc as many as I can.
Bum 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 bum. Let me just pull up the thing. Here we go. Who are you arcing? Those fine gentlemen. Let's give them the old whack 'em kazap 'em. Well, they are quite agile, so they might have a chance. Please roll. No issue. For one of them. The other one does get zapped for half. And, you know, even half causes these things to become very deep fried.
Oh no, I'm one of those blue thingies that fries mosquitoes.
You suddenly hear the buzzing flicker from the dim light of your vision into full brightness as it comes directly towards you.
Hi.
Stabby, stabby.
Yeah, he stabbed me.
Stabby, stabby. And more importantly, it takes a big sip out of you.
Oh, they're just single big bugs. Okay.
You take some damage, yes, but the real downside is the part where it Makes you feel so tired. You watch as everyone else can see this big insect land on your friend and just start slurping. Tiri, your friend is getting slurped.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up. And then I'm gonna cast Produce Flame. And I'm gonna attack the one that's on.
Show
snug.
him what's up. Hiya!
Whew.
Hey.
He's not gonna make it. The fireball splatters into this thing, which obliterates it. Turns into nothing but a little bit of ash. Snuggo, you now have 1 persistent bleeding damage going on. As it leaves a big gaping hole.
Oh,
Life's unpleasant. Sometimes.
really?
Really, yes. These things have 30-foot movement speed. That's enough. It too comes towards you. You know what? This one sees a bigger heat source over there. Hello there, bigger heat source. You have a fine gentleman affixed to you now. However, it does not have enough actions to start sucking your blood. Monastery. Who knew you needed a fly swatter for this one?
Giant mosquito removal service.
Hey, listen, sturge removal is a legitimate job in some areas.
Move in and smack him.
I have a lid for this dice box, for this dice tray, yet somehow it's filled to the brim with dust and cookie crumbs. I've not eaten any cookies over this thing.
The dice have been eating the cookies.
God damn it, you guys.
The D4 is added again.
Who can
Deep
blame
State.
them?
Deep State is ruining my life by putting cookie crumbs in my dice tray. We'll take care of this later. Let's take a look. See, we got Monastery hitting the little fly. You can swat it if you want. It's got 6 hit points. There you go.
Exactly.
Terry ends up with also a bleeding wound. But luckily they didn't get the full sucks. The full. These creatures do tend to go for the closest thing that isn't drained yet. So despite being injured, it would like to stop being injured. And the best way to do that is to get some fresh big boy blood. Monastery, however, your armor is thick, your chitin is thicker, and your shield is nasty. So you don't care.
Get out of here.
Show.
No slurping today.
Hot bath. Despite the fact these things are tiny, you could probably shoot an arrow at them if you tried.
Yeah, let's go for that.
Unprofessional bloodseeker.
So
Listen,
unprofessional.
listen, I just really like these stupid adjectives. It adds a little bit of character to every one of them.
Yeah, that's so great.
The unprofessional one missed. Sorry.
Second strike.
I like that you hit it with an arrow. You just shot. How do you not kill a creature this small with an arrow in one go? Is the question. I think it's probably because it's, actually no, it's not attached to you. So yeah, it's just kind of dodging out of the way. Hit it again, Sam. That'll do it. Actually, I think it had enough hit points that one should have killed in one go. Oh well, we'll never know, will we?
And then I will just sort of shuffle around.
The last one is
Damn
gonna.
it.
The last one is gonna try to flee. So unless you want to shoot it on the way out. The insect smells enough dead insect chemicals in the air, as things like these tend to evolve, you know. It's like, hey, a lot of your friends died. Maybe you should leave.
Victory!
Same reason humans don't like dead body smell.
Yeah.
Unless you like dead body smell. Mm-mm-mm.
I'm kink shaming.
Oh! In my own game. Anyway, as you search this room a bit further, you can't help but tell that there is a door up north.
Yeah.
Perhaps an investigation will turn up clues. Or it can look at these bodies and go, those sure are bodies.
Yeah, you said they were scorched bodies?
Yes, they look like they have been exposed to a huge and hot flame.
Is there any make a perception check to see if I can determine where the flame might have come from.
Let's take a look, see what you're... the door. Yeah, you reconstruct them standing up exactly as they should, and it's probably the door.
Careful! The flame is coming from the door, or from behind the door.
Or the flame is the door.
Or
Like trapped then.
Can I roll something to get rid of the persistent damage?
Oh yes, you have to figure out this persistent damage situation. Marvelous. Cool, kids. Roll me. You take 1 point damage for every turn you do not make a d20 roll. So, Thierry and Snuggle, you take 1 point of damage, then roll me d20. Flat check DC 15. If you make it, then the persistent damage ends. Or if someone decides to apply some healing to you, but you don't have any classical healers, so.
How do you just roll flat? Is it just slash R?
Thierry, not to tell you how to live your life, but if you just 3 action cast heal spell, everyone will be fine.
Good point. Yeah.
Also, the drain goes off of your friend.
Yeah, I'll just do that then.
Cool. You throw some good love around. Everyone's wounds seal. The bleeding goes away. You recover just fine. They are minor nuisances after all. Okay, now we should have... Okay, let me just remove this. And then... Honestly, that could have been worse if you were less experienced. Thus, here's sexy heroes.
that's us.
Yeah. That's what it says on our business card.
Yes. So the flame goes from these doors.
Yes, it seems to cover to about where these notches in the wall are.
Ah.
These people must have caught fire and then ran away when they were on fire.
If I'd like to try and locate the trap, do you want a blind roll? Or
Oh no, I'm just gonna straight up tell you, there is no trap. It's behind the door. Like
Okay.
you can give this wall the 10 minutes you want, but there's nothing on this wall.
Is there some way to disable these flame spigots?
There are no spigots. Whatever this fire comes from, it's behind that door,
Oh, okay.
and the door is closed. So your X-ray vision, unfortunately, only works on walls you're being dragged through.
Fair enough.
I can try rushing the door. Just
You can't
try and
outrun
knock
fire!
down
Is
I mean,
the
try
door
and knock
locked?
down whatever's behind it.
It would be smarter if I go, I'm resistant to fire. Kinda. A bit.
Hotbath decides that he's just gonna charge in there. Hotbath,
Yes.
you can roll me some acrobatics. I'm pretty sure you're gonna make the athletics check needed to knock down this door, but it's the acrobatics that are gonna do it for you. You rush the door,
Sick
throw it
flips.
open. Behind the door are 2 large barrels that feed this machine of sorts. When you open the door, some mechanisms spark, and this huge spewing ball of essentially napalm spews towards you. You, however, after smashing the door in combat, roll under it, ending up below the spigot. A few burning drops of oil land on your shoulder, but on the plus side, the trap has activated without hitting you. Although you're
That looks really cool.
it looks really cool depending on the angle you're standing at. He probably...
Sick flips.
Hotbath probably thinks more, glad that didn't kill me. Because you were
Gee
standing
whiz,
right...
glad I'm not dead.
I mean, to be fair, he would have been covered in burning fire.
I totally... That's totally what I meant to do.
Called it. The machine does not seem to activate anymore, since it relies on the door for the flint to spark and the pumps to pump.
Can I deactivate or disable this flint just for safety's sake?
Definitely. You can easily remove the little rock. It's in such a place that it could easily be replaced in case it wears out.
Such a little thing.
You are now left, however, with a room with 2 large barrels, which you can only assume are flammable liquids, judging by how they smell and how the blackness is dripping out of it.
Is there anything else in this room?
Nope. It's just a trap for trap's sake.
Are these barrels movable?
They're affixed to the wall via metal braces that are sort of screwed in, but you could definitely take some time to remove them. Or you could take some time to scoop the oil out and make alchemist fire with them.
Well, these could
We-
be interesting supplies if
We could
Cool.
take one and roll it in front of us as we go down the passageway, and then kick it into whatever swarm is down there, ignite it, and then blow the whole thing to smithereens.
It's one way to do it. The barrel, by the way, just so you have some context, it's 3 bulk. It's like about as big as a Snoggo is, in terms of how clumsy it is to carry. But it's a nice barrel. Barrels are easy to carry.
Yeah, I can carry one of those.
Yep.
well, I don't. I think it'll require some crowbar work to detach them from the wall.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's not too hard.
But yeah, it's not impossible. It just takes you some time, during which anything can happen. So you're gonna remove the barrels or the barrel.
Well, if everyone else thinks it's a good idea.
Stereotype. Let's do it.
Can always come in handy.
Handsome.
Alright.
Would have been great if you had an alchemist. There, I got my complaint in for the day. You remove one of the barrels, and you. I presume there's enough wood lying around you, or the lid is just around you. You can clog it up so that it doesn't leak all over the place when you put it on its side. You now have a barrel filled with. You're not sure what's going to happen if you blow this up. If you had like crafting knowledge or something that would help with explosives, maybe you'd know exactly what would happen. But for now, you have something that's probably going to blow up real nicely.
Big old powder keg.
Smells like alchemist fire.
Oh yes.
Well, our friends here seem capable in producing the flame that could ignite this.
Yeah,
In the
from a
absence of the
distance.
flint. So,
Importantly.
indeed.
The flint is not special. It's just a little bit of flint.
No, but I mean, yeah, they can.
Yeah,
just,
I get you. But just in case.
Alright. Looks like we're ready to head down the stairs.
Okay.
Cool. So one of you probably just has this barrel with them as they go downstairs, and that means we finally get to switch maps.
Wow.
Wow!
Oh, wow.
Wow.
If I did this correctly, you should automatically see yourselves. Sans bloody giblets. I don't know where he went. I also know our monastery still has this thing going on.
Giblets.
Baby! Baby boy! There he is. He's still called giblets.
I-
I thought I fixed this.
My screen is gray.
Move to the right.
Mine's
Whoop.
fine.
Yeah, I thought I'd set the default screen to be over here.
Oh, this is a very big map.
It's a very big map. You walk down many stairs. In fact, I'm going to pull up a little bit that tells me exactly how many stairs you go down so that I can give you an accurate assessment as to how long this takes and how boring it really is. Along the way, probably bonk a few more of those bugs, because they're not just like that. They're all over the place. Let's take a look. See, does it mention how long this is? No, it just describes it says, a long time. It takes a while to get down here. Handsome. Very handsome. Yeah, no mention of the specifics. Anyway, as you move your way down, eventually, after what seems to be a while in just a rock passage, you see a stream that breaks up the monotony. As in a stream of water.
Water.
Wait, is the screen supposed to be gray?
No.
Oh no.
Might,
Oh, I
might
think
need to refresh.
Wait,
Yeah, you're.
wait, wait, where? Okay, yeah, he's refreshing now. I think yeah, he was still on the veil for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Oh, also doesn't help that there's a Snoggle clone over there. It's supposed to be up there. Anyway, kids. Also,
Just his after image.
you may notice that Snoggle's light source now has a little effect associated with it. Really helps sell that magicness. Anyway, you make your way down. Monastery. The stream... Oh, gosh, which direction does it go? I think it goes... This is the down direction. And down there, down a very tight passage, you hear buzzing. Buzz, buzz. Sounds like a monster lair, if you were to take a guess, by how dense the sound is.
Mm.
As in, that's where these
Sounds
creatures
like
are. Yeah.
good place to drop our bomb.
If you hate mosquitoes that much, then yes.
I mean, I do.
Like honestly, if you just shoot a burning hands in there, I'll let you get away with it.
Can
'Cause if-
see like thing.
If our directions are correct, I think we're supposed to.
This, by the way, is really tiny and probably doesn't count for his instructions.
We're supposed to go straight ahead, right?
Yeah, but like I said, this offshoot does not count for his instructions because it's not proper part of the path, as anyone would interpret it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could climb into the passage the river is cutting through, but it's small and it's probably not intended route for anyone.
Probably best to stick to the instructions down for now. Sick. Corpse?
You do indeed see a dead body.
And some buggies.
It's a bit hard to see from up here. You are a good distance off the ground. You are like 60 feet up. So you might want to be careful on these dangerous steps. Let's see. I think everyone here... Does anyone here have 0 or
Oh my God.
negative dex score?
I'm in full plate, so I have 0.
Okay, in that case, unfortunately, you're going to have to give me an acrobatics roll, because this is a bit of a precarious staircase.
Great. Untrained. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Hey.
Luckily, your friends are with you, and you're able to keep your balance. You want to
Power of friendship.
you've conquered this staircase, despite the fact that you prefer normal staircases. Thank you very much.
Yeah, stairs.
It's your sheer fear of embarrassment that made you.
Down below, you see the river that you saw a moment ago, further cutting through. Above you are, well, you can like whatever light source you have, which is the magic light. There are definitely gems and metals in the wall, sheens of metallicness carving through the wall like large streaks of a paintbrush, as well as glistening gems. Not quite as much as someone pouring glitter on a picture, but still quite a bit of a glimmer glamour going on. Down below, there are corpses surrounded by mosquitoes, draining whatever remains of them. The corpses you can see so far... Oh, actually, triangles are weird. Let's just say it like that. But for all intents and purposes, you can definitely tell what they're supposed to be at this point. Which is they look humanoid, but more reptilian. Not quite lizard people, though. Not that. Then, I presume you're making your way down further?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay here all the time. Because the lower you go, the more you'll suddenly start to notice another one of those hobgoblins wearing the same armor and the same, iconography. His arm lying in the stream, his weapons beside him. A large creature on top of him that looks to have killed him before succumbing to his own wounds. The river eventually hits the wall and seems to vanish underneath and comes from the north. The staircase ends around here, and if you think that straight would probably mean going through this passage, if you're not too dumb. After all, the staircase ends going east, and that's the first thing east. So, there's also an exit over here. What do you do with this other information? The Sturges seem complacent and not interested in attacking you right now, since they have corpses to stab.
Could I use anything to identify like what creatures they're feasting on?
Gosh, for some reason this is a society check. Because they're humanoid. So you can give me society. Or underworld knowledge or something like that, I don't know. These are... So they have several names. Some call them the Zolgath, some call them the Troglodytes. Point is, there are people from the underground. Any average Karina would know that lives underground. Not the Karina that live on the surface, they've never heard of them. But Karina that live underground can tell you that these are... You can sometimes deal with them, sometimes you can't. Every tribe is their own little thing, with their own little way of life. But you're not... But you wouldn't be surprised to see them down here. This place probably has connections to the greater tunnel networks underneath anyway. What defines these creatures is their obnoxious smell, though since they're dead, it seems that the smell is dissipated.
Is that or it's
Smell
it's
smell
undistinct-
better dead than alive.
They got big stinky going on.
Ooh.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Well, I suppose we can just kind of leave the Sturges to do their dark work.
If you
Not
really
much we
wanted
can
to,
do.
you could probably take them out one by one. Sturges are not like social or cooperative animals, so they wouldn't care if one of them gets smacked. They're not bees.
I think, given that one of them is lingering by one of the hobgoblins, Hotbath's going to try and shoot it to get at the.
Yeah, they're not aggressive, so as I said, they're not aggressive. They're not going to come after you, so you can just kill them if you really wanted to.
Yeah, just to clear the path so that we can inspect the body.
You take a brief moment to just clear out a couple of buggos, and then decide to investigate. Well, there's the hobgoblin. What do you want to do with him? I mean, he's dead, so he's not going to say much, but
Does he have anything about his person of value?
a long sword, a short bow, some armor. Unlike the guy you saw upstairs, he's not as well equipped. He doesn't have the cool magic stuff. His armor's also a bit shabbier, so he may be a lower rank, maybe a recruit of some sorts.
Disappointing.
He also has a shield with him, but it's battered and bruised, so it's possible that he knows how to use it.
Can I make a quick medicine check just to establish that they were all fighting one another, or whether they were all fighting?
I'm
together?
not gonna have you roll that because it's pretty obvious. These guys are using a short bow and a long sword, and the other guys are using daggers and clubs and javelins, and you can distinctly tell that they attacked each other.
Okay.
If you're trained in medicine, you can easily snuff that out, suss that out.
Well, not our battle, and they took care of one another. So
I mean, there are blood splatters and trails around.
From creatures other than
Other
them?
than these ones, these are not the only creatures around by the looks of it. But it will take some sussing out to figure out what you can glean from that, if you want to glean anything from it. It's all time to be spent, of course.
do we want to spend more time here, or are we moving out?
Should probably move on.
Yeah, that's possible.
Can't really help them as
I
they
don't
are.
see anything of use here.
Very well. Onwards.
Just a quick question: does anyone here speak Undercommon?
Nope.
Nope.
No, no.
Handsome. Moving on. Monastery. Your eyes glean a creature hiding around the corner. You hear a hand settling on a doorknob of some sorts, or door handle, and a voice cries in the darkness. First in Undercommon, then when no reply comes, they say something in very crude Draconic. They're much more eloquent in Undercommon than they are Draconic. Ugh. Oh, they're just stumbling over those words. They would like to know why you are here. Whoever here speaks Draconic can suss that out. I think the kobold can, by
Yeah,
default.
it's Snuggy.
Yeah.
Snuggle, someone is asking your business. And they're also telling you not to move any further.
Okay, guys, stop. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Then he responds in Draconic. We're looking for something down here. We come in peace.
The voice responds, and it takes you a moment to figure this out, because, again, a sentence structure doesn't really align either. Imagine someone using the verbs before the subject and all that stuff. They seem to say that the last person who said that started fighting them when they weren't compliant or something. Like, last person came, betrayed, not nice, blah blah.
Well, if you don't attack us, we don't attack you.
In the shimmering shadows of the light, which is to say that I think Monastery can see this guy. Monastery, you see a figure who has an arm in. Gosh, what's the thing called again? They're called metallas in Dutch. His arm is on like in a wrap, like he can't use it.
Yeah.
It's all wrapped
Oh,
up, and he has
sling.
sling, and his other hand is sitting on this doorknob behind which something large and growly sits. Like they're ready to jump something on you if you make a wrong move. Additionally, behind this corner, that figure that you see like the edge of,
Okay.
you hear something bubbling and gurgling there. Like they're ready to do something if you decide to make a move. They would like for you to explain what you're actually looking for here.
We're looking for dwarven artifacts. We're not gonna take any from you though, if you have any.
To this, they ask if you are here for the dragon.
The dragon?
Yes, that's what the other people were here for, is what you get as a response. Again, very crude draconic.
Well, now we know that there's a dragon.
Well, you already knew there was a dragon coming in.
Yeah, because of the birds of prey.
He's pinned up.
Yeah.
He's pinned up.
It's fine, it's fine. But yeah, apparently whoever came here before you was here for the dragon.
So I say everything I said back to the group, and then like, what do I say?
I think the goblin that we interrogated the other time mentioned that the hobgoblins had come here looking for the dragon.
Snuggu,
Yeah.
as your friends turn to talk to each other and discuss this for a moment, you hear one of them like swear in draconic. That something about that came to make friends, so much for friends, you know. Like they claim to come in peace and make peace, but they didn't do any of that.
For the previous guys or for us?
Hmm?
He's saying that about the previous people or for us?
The previous people. You think the time indication of the verbiage is weird. Again, crude draconic.
Are these the creatures that were fighting the hobgoblins back there?
Monastery can definitely see one of them, and he could confirm that for you.
Yeah.
Like these are the
One of them.
troglodytes.
Yeah, it's the same as the body on the far left.
Also, there's that lingering smell. So
Tell them we've already slain one hobgoblin and are no friends of theirs.
Also, we killed a huge guy with magic items that was a hobgoblin as well. Does that make us friends?
wait, what the hobgoblins?
Were they associated with one another?
These guys don't like the hobgoblins, no. Well, you know what? You can give me a persuasion roll at this point. At this point, we're going to see if these guys trust you or not. Let's see how that winning smile impressed them. Diplomacy, excuse me. Diplomacy. At this point, they're unfriendly. You might be able to knock them to indifferent, in which case they'll get out of your way.
Second.
I'll let whoever is the best at diplomacy do this, or you if you want to, but it's not just words, after all.
And I've got 9 as an expert.
I'm not trained in diplomacy.
Well, if Snago doesn't know how to talk his way out of a paper bag,
Got 8. I've got +8.
well, then someone else can do it.
That's it.
Whoever's doing it has like a -1 because you're trying to convey this information without saying anything. And you're trying to come over as convincingly and polite as possible. That's difficult. So, I think Monastery was going to do it with his 9 in diplomacy.
I'm going to use a hero point to get +4.
You're
It's the same
okay,
people.
cool. In that case, I don't think you have much of a chance of screwing this up. So go ahead.
Well, watch me do it anyway. Okay,
Ooh,
28.
28. Okay, in that case, you've convinced them that you are indeed not threatening. You're not here to harm them, and you can see the guy who's like has his arm in a sling, exhales and lowers his hand from the doorknob. At this point, they're not. They essentially, again, crude draconic. They're saying you can come on in if you want to. They're not going to show you anything of their village or anything, but they're going to let you pass through this passage if that's what you want.
Yeah.
Not walking with arms open, like showing that he means no ill will.
Over here, you see one who has like bile dripping from his jaws, And then
Yeah.
there's the guy with the sling, and behind him is a large door which stops a big black bear from coming through.
Oh. That bear looks a lot meaner than our friend.
Hmm.
That's quite an animal there.
Anyway, because of your careful diplomatic maneuvering, you get the experience points for these guys, because unless you decide to aggravate them in the future, they're not going to bother you. Unlike the goblins, who might be a problem later. In total, giving you 90 experience points. As you've
Yeah.
managed to make some... They're not friends, but they are, like, indifferent now. Which is better than unfriendly. You've
Sorry, did you
hostile them.
mean to say that the one there by the door has a sling or has his arm?
No. His arm is in a sling. Like, his left arm is in a sling. Like, it's clearly been beaten and hit, and he can't use it right anymore. And his other hand was
Yeah.
on the doorknob.
Do you require further assistance?
I try to gesture with my medical kit. Try to
Try to
make my
translate. I try to translate.
If you translate, or if you just look closely, you can definitely tell that this is like... He's at the natural healing part of this injury.
Oh, okay.
It just needs to heal over.
Can you ask?
Can you ask them what they know of the dwarven treasures we can find, and if they're okay with us retrieving them?
I asked that.
This might be a bit complicated to do, because again, they don't seem to have the full vocabulary available to them. So you can roll me a d20, just a luck roll, to see if they know the right words to communicate this, if you want to try that. Otherwise, it just deadlocks. Lucky you. It turns out that your friends are able to understand and communicate with you. They'll tell you two things. They've been here a while before those hobgoblins showed up, and they know that there's a staircase nearby that they locked up. And behind that staircase is where a big forge was, like where they made all kinds of metal stuff. Maybe you can find some there. They also know that there's a passage right down here, which is the one that Kelcaf told you about, that leads to one of those items, but it's surrounded by what they call danger moss.
Danger moss.
Oh, okay. We can go to the locked up doors and see the forge. Maybe they have some dwarven stuff there. Or we can go danger moss. I don't know what it means, but danger moss.
He mentions that you won't be able to access the staircase because they had a key, and they only know of one other key, and it's somewhere in a place they call the sinkhole.
Correct.
Can be broken.
So unless you're very good at picking locks or breaking open doors,
Not relatively.
I could
Yeah.
always give it a shot.
by the way, up here is exit B, which, if you ask, they'll just straight up tell you that it's a passage leading to the surface.
Oh. That's handy.
It's some sort of sapping passage may have been dug long ago by someone trying to take this place over. Like, say, a dragon with acid.
What do they know about the dragon?
What would they know about the dragon? Well, they know that it's a big black dragon. It's also a bit young and kind of a jerk. Very big jerk. They have no idea why anyone would want to talk to that thing and make friends with it.
He's a teenager dragon.
Judging by what you hear, it's probably not an adult, no. Which, I mean, if you were like a little tougher, a little bulky, a little tougher, got some muscle, you might be able to beat it up. Get its
Yeah.
word if you're feeling lucky.
As it stands, I don't trust our luck against a dragon.
I'm just gonna give it to you flat, Buckaroo. That thing is like level 7, so just so you can so that you understand how your characters would estimate their odds. And fighting something level 4 is a woo fight. That's 4 levels higher. I mean,
Yeah, it's
What
chunky.
What level was Hobgoblin?
Hmm?
What level was a Hobgoblin?
that hobgoblin upstairs was level 4, but he was like a straight up fighting man dude.
It was a fighter.
Yeah.
It was a fight.
If you ever saw that dragon fight, I could give you some estimations. Or maybe if you're like very good with Arcana, you might know something about dragons.
Right.
That's it. You know it's a black dragon, so it's probably immune to acid, because everyone knows dragon colors and what they mean. Because that's their primary freaking breath weapon.
I'm trained in Arcana.
Everyone knows that a blue dragon can cause storms that rain like bullets.
Well, I suggest we follow the lead and then we can look at this door and see if we can
Yeah.
get it open.
Before you move on, oh gosh damn it! It's the problem with this darkness is it's dark to me too. I can't see shit sometimes. He'll warn you that there are quite a few hobgoblins, and there's one who stayed ahead in the hall of the Shining Firmament. And there are also some, let's just say, dangerous people that like to choke their friends. So just be careful. You know, this place ain't full of friendlies.
Thank you, friend. We'll be careful.
They wish you the best, and if you kick a hobgoblin, break one of their arms for him, for the guy who has like his arm in a sling.
Will do. Monster, you can go first. I'm okay with not being first.
Monastery. As you walk through this passage, suddenly to your right it opens up. You see a small. It's a crevasse, essentially. It's the bottom of a crevasse because the ceiling goes up very high over here. And in this whole area is a slathering of moss. All kinds of vibrant mosses, but the yellow moss in particular is dominant.
Oh no.
That's our danger, Moss.
It does look dangerous. But you also see something else, and I shouldn't have to tell you, but there's this slight glowing shimmer around the corner. Actually, you can't see it. You're just where you can't see it. If you go a little further, you'll eventually see like a little pulsing light around the corner. See it? You can very subtly see it.
Oh yeah.
You also see a body, now that you're at this point. This is a body just slathered in the moss. It's been completely overtaken by it.
Yeah.
He seems to have a very fine helmet made of silver. The rest of his armor is kind of rusted away, though.
Does this mouse burn?
Who knows?
So ask the group if they know.
Hotbath's gonna try and take a look at it, see if it rings any bells.
Well, now, you know of mosses. There's this thing called brown mold, and you put fire near brown mold, it explodes, and everything becomes icy cold. Like like the fire that you hold becomes an ice crystal that surrounds you, essentially. But there are molds that you can expose to fire, and they explode or burn in more friendly fashions.
Does this seem to be brown mold? I'm guessing not, since it's yellow.
I mean, it might be brown mold. It's hard to tell in this dark environment.
Well, if this is brown mold, then we don't want to expose it to fire.
It's a risk.
Can one of you retrieve the helmet from a distance, maybe with magic?
Could use a grappling hook.
By the way,
fish
Monastery,
for it.
you're quite certain you can move safely through this section, like the back area.
I have a mage hand.
Like, yeah, so you can peek deeper into the chasm and see the glowing. So ahead of you, you see a man wielding a large glowing weapon, and it has the mark you're looking for.
Aha.
Wait, the dead one or a live one?
No, this guy's dead.
Dead one. It's a. Looks like he's been dead for a while.
He's resting on his weapon. It has a certain poetry to it. The eternal rest, while resting on his weapon. Haha, how funny. Well, there's treasure ahead of you, but it's covered in things that may cause horrible, horrible injury.
Yeah, could we use a grappling hook as kind of like a fishing rod and kind of
Can
try
I
and
mage
pull
hand
the
it?
thing towards us? Or mage hand, that works too.
Can you roll me wisdom? As this plane sits in your brain. Plan sits in your brain. Roll me a blind wisdom, I mean. So I know the result, but you don't.
Me or mage hand friend?
The guy who wants to throw the grappling hook.
Oh, that's me.
Because you're the one running this idea through your head.
It's not gonna go well.
Yeah, this can only be a good idea, actually. I mean, like, it's moss. It's on the ground. What can it do to hit you if you just throw a little hook at it, you know?
Sounds like a good plan.
It's a good plan.
Can I drip a bit of acid on a tiny patch of moss? Is it possible so I use the cantrip to get just a bit of acid?
Okay.
On a tiny place.
Oh, that doesn't really matter how tiny it is.
I'm gonna step back.
Everyone has a moment because he starts doing the incantation. So if you don't want to be near him when he does this, that's fine. You can be away from him.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's risky there, little one.
All right, who's dropping the acid?
I was doing it, yes.
Snogu, you drop a little droplet of acid onto the yellow spores on the ground that are covering this metal man in his armor, and it explodes into a cloud of spores. Can you roll me a fort save? DC 26.
Oh no.
26.
I think I failed that.
But you don't crit
Yeah.
fail it, and that's the important part.
Yeah, that matters.
The spores explode into the air, and you inhale some of it. Ugh. Okay,
Oh,
we're not initiative, but you do have a friend who's currently choking on poison.
Oh,
That needs to be resolved. Stage 1 is where he starts, which inflicts drained 1 and 1d8 poison. At this point, Hot Bass suddenly remembers, wait, yellow mold. Oh, you're supposed to burn it away, because if you do any other damage, it explodes into spores.
Oh, right, yellow. Fire is good. Yeah.
Don't Yellow shouldn't mellow, and its brown shouldn't burn down. Okay, our good friend has been inflicted drain 1. And he's going to take that 1d8 poison damage. And then he has to roll me that save again unless someone decides to help him.
Hot Bath will attempt to treat poison.
You grab some medicinal herbs, and now that you know what poison you're dealing with specifically, I presume any good healer's kit has the right tool. So go ahead, slap him with something to help out. Ooh. Well,
spice.
the downside is you're doing this against the DC of the poison, which is 26.
Can I goose it with some hero points?
In that case, your friend gains a +2 to the next saving throw made against this poison. Snagu, roll me again, please. If you succeed by some divine miracle, then you'll recover immediately and be fine.
Oh no!
The poison goes down a really bad throat hole if you let this one sit.
Uh,
Want to maybe spend a hero point? You got 3 of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm gonna use a hero point. Can I use a hero point to save myself?
I mean, we barely hear you over the crackling.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What's crackling?
So go ahead. If you use a hero point, that means you can roll again. You got a +2 to the roll as well, but that's from your friend.
Okay, I can roll again. I'm doing it.
This is one again. I don't know, man. Luck.
Oh no.
might as well be.
Is still critical. Okay, cool. You're now drain 3, which is really bad. Ooh. Let's not beat around the bush. This is really bad. It also just an unpleasant 3d8 poison damage.
Oh no.
God damn it, Snow!
Does anyone have
Stay with me.
Does anyone have any bright ideas as your friend is slowly suffering the consequences of taking a risk and it didn't work out?
What can I do?
I mean, he's still got to weather through 4 more rounds.
I mean, I'll just keep treating him. Keep trying to feed him herbs, medicine.
I'll give you 2 nice options. I'll give you 2 little nice options from the house. Option number 1, he essentially ends up with wounded 2. Like, he just weathers this out. He just sits there essentially withering away. But at the end, he has 1 hit point and he's at wounded 2. And he's still drained. Or we can actually roll this and see how it goes.
I'm up for
I
rolling.
don't know if you can make it 26.
He can't. He physically cannot. Unless he rolls
Yeah.
a 20.
But he can roll a 20, and then it'll...
Rolling.
So do you want to risk rolling a 20 on 4 or 8? Or depending on how many hero points you throw at it. D20s. Or do you just want to take the 1 hit point and you're wounded 2?
I'm gonna go with the gamble.
All right, so hold on.
What a hero.
Let me let me
Okay.
try to treat poison first.
Well, he's already going for the. So. You can't make
You
it
can't
worse.
make it much. Yeah, it can't get much worse.
Well, technically, with a crit
Chat
with a
the
crit
dagger.
failure, I can.
Yeah, you are, but it doesn't matter. Okay, cool. At this point, you've probably fall unconscious. We'll see how it works out, actually. There you go. Your friend is now unconscious as spores, like...
No.
Can I use my hero points now to bring myself back but normal? Is that a thing?
Well, the poison still sits in your body, good sir. That's
I
why I
know.
offered you the Wounded 2 option.
Oh well. Time to reroll.
Moving on. So you're now down. You're now dying 1. Actually, I have good news for you. The way this is going right now, we can totally end up with you wounded 1 as you just sit there dying. Because does dying increase by 2 points from a critical failure on an effect, or is it just critical hits? That's a nice question. Let's look that one up because that will change a lot. Dying. If you take damage while dying. Oh, yeah. On critical failures on your saves, you also. So, should have gone with my generous offer. Would you like to take the generous offer, even though it's less generous now?
I'm a sucker for punishment.
This is
All right,
like
then.
a game of deal or no deal.
All right, then, Buckaroo. Roll me that fortitude save.
I got this.
He's got this. Hey, everyone. Come on. He's got this.
I'm gonna use my thing to reroll.
You throw another hero point at the...
You don't got this.
You don't got
Yes, I have one more left.
You are now dying 3.
Are you
no,
dying?
I'm
If he's-
dead.
No, you're dead at dying 4.
Ooh. More generous than
Okay, I'm gonna quickly cast stabilize on him.
Okay.
Just
You're wounded 1,
so he
dying
doesn't-
and stable, and your friends is just kind of sitting there watching you.
We can't do anything.
I know, and that just makes it all the sadder. Okay, well, how about we just fast forward with this constant stabilizing trick? You can roll me 2 more fort saves, and then we'll call it a quit.
Okay. Let's do this. I can roll it again.
On the plus side, you're only wounded 3 by the end of it, and you're still unconscious, and you're still drained. But on the plus side, if there is any, you're not dead. You just need a couple of days and some rest.
Okay, I'm chilling here next to the mold. It's cool. It's cool.
Anyway, on the plus
Yeah.
side, you have a means of removing the mold now. You know, just burn it away and it can't do anything.
so all of it is the yellow stuff.
Yeah, the yellow stuff seems to be the only dangerous mold around here.
Okay.
The fungus.
Oh, hey, you got 16 hit points back.
That's almost all of his hit points now that he's been essentially completely destroyed by the spores.
How much hit points do I have even now?
18. Your max goes down by your level for each one that drain that you have, I think. So. Also, do you die if your drain value ever hits your level? That seems like such a negative level thing. Each full night rest recovers.
Check.
Okay. No, it doesn't auto kill you. Okay, cool. That's nice to know. Marvelous. Anyway, mold. You guys just gonna take out a torch and burn it all away?
Yeah.
Or produce flame. Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Just kind of sizzle it out.
It takes a while because there are so many of these things around. But by the end of it, you uncover a cool silver helmet and the weapon you're looking for.
Hooray!
Let me look up what specific kind of weapon this is so I can give you the right description. Ooh. Do bastard swords still exist in this one? Because I think bastard sword still exists. So it's
Yeah.
+1 striking bastard sword,
Nice.
which is essentially a longsword but slightly neater for two-handed use.
It's a long sword, but slightly longer.
Don't you sunset sarsaparilla me, sassy boy. Let me see if I can find a good estimate for how expensive this fine art item should be. Why is the bestiary ability glossary under the item category? I'll never
Did
know.
you just say art?
Art object. Rollable tables. There we go. I would like an art object value estimation. This doesn't tell me how expensive these things are. What the fuck, dude? Why is this so hard? Why? Equipment. Treasure. And this
Wait,
is
how do I move my token? It's upside down.
elegant. Okay, cool. This fine posh helmet is worth 15 gold pieces if you're get a good buyer for it.
Nice.
So that's nice. And you got a cool weapon that you can actually use.
It was so worth it.
I mean, it is a pretty cool weapon. It's straight as an arrow. It glistens like a mirror. Set in it is a big gem. Your payday is going to be big with a weapon like this. Meanwhile, the bear sits in the hallway, probably wondering what the hell.
Just watching Snuggu writhe on the ground.
Giblets.
Sometimes
Do
people...
you see? Do you see anything?
Giblets doesn't see anything, other than maybe someone spasming on the floor.
It's
Did my
best you,
lights die?
it's best
My
you don't
lights die.
see this terrible sight.
Should I take him up to the camp? Or where the dwarf is?
Snoggle can walk and still do all this magic stuff. He should just stay out of the
Okay.
fight, though.
Okay.
So, should we try and investigate this locked door?
Couldn't hurt more than this did.
One could hope. I'm very sorry. I just didn't come to mind what this yellow mold could do.
Hey, you got an
Note
answer
to
out of it.
self- Note to self, don't put acid on moss.
Well, you're going north. The door these guys mentioned was down south, in case you...
Yeah, it's
Oh.
here.
Okay.
Oh, down there.
Going down south, Snoggood walks in a circle. He's too drained to focus.
It's a little out of it.
Just grab him by the shoulders. Drag him along.
Can I be
Would it scare
sustaining
me?
like dancing lights just so I have my own light source?
Yeah, I'll
Let's
give
see
you...
some kind of a light.
Here, I'll give you
My
a light
lights
source.
die.
Something shinies over there.
Hey,
Several shinies.
So,
yeah.
you enter into a room where the ceiling is beset with many gems, glistening like a firmament. They look like stars, is what I'm trying to say. Additionally, around this area is much moss. Additionally, there are big mushrooms that give off light. Those are those glowy things you're seeing.
Oh,
They're big old
Big
pretty
shrooms.
mushrooms. They're very pretty. Your eyes can see a ledge over to the west. And a ledge over here. And a ledge way down here. But, you know, there also seems to be something that resembles a path. Burrowed through the moss and stuff.
I feel like we should stick to the path.
Might be a good idea. Are there fresh tracks here? Or?
No, this is more like someone has been using this as a hunting path, and it's just burned into the moss that it's there. Monastery. As you walk over here, you hear a voice call out for you, telling you to leave now.
Okay. Can I ask who I'm talking to?
You speak to one of the Red Nine, and my skills are greater than any of yours.
The Red Nine. Is that like a known thing or
Never
like...
heard of him.
Yeah.
Unless you read like every newspaper every day.
Probably not.
Anyway, you are warned. Then you
I-
notice on the ground that some of the dirt moves, as if by a minor sort of magic, drawing a line in the dirt. A step beyond that is a step to death.
Okay. I mean,
Snogu
we're
just
looking.
crosses the line.
We don't mean to intrude, but have you seen a forge anywhere around here? We promise we don't mean any harm to you and your comrades.
You're here for a forge. Well, you can want what you want. This is our place now. And you will have nothing, looters.
Okay.
Technically,
Little
we are
bit-
contractors, but okay.
Yeah.
Monastery. This fine gentleman appears to be putting action behind his words, which is to say that he's instigating a fight.
Rude.
Exactly. That's how I feel about it.
Thought we were having a nice chat.
Well, you
Wasn't
aren't. This guy
I think
show you.
this guy has deemed you a threat because you're here to loot stuff and take things, and he's like, "This place is ours now."
the goblin did say that the hobgoblin mage, I think, of some kind.
Well,
The hobgoblins
expect
have
the
proven
worst.
themselves quite rude in this area so far. Compared to your average like city hobgoblin, which you can talk to, these guys just seem to be in there for the good old spanking. Roll your initiative, buckaroos. You can make diplomacy or something if you feel that's more appropriate, since you were trying to be diplomatic. So here's the fun part. Because this guy is the guy who's initiating everything, and he's hiding out, and all that jazz, the combat actually starts on his initiative. Because there's nothing to respond to before then. Because you can't see him, you don't know where he is, he's pretty good at hiding. So instead, oh, excuse me, those guys are not supposed to be visible. Go away. You're not in this fight quite yet. You see a guy standing on top of a mushroom, running towards the ledge. The first thing he does before he jumps off is he focuses his ki, punches at the air, and creates this which lands on top of you, Monastery.
Owie.
Wait, was he riding a mushroom? or
No, he's
was
like
Owie.
he's like standing on top of one
he-
and
okay.
jumping down. And then, using his quite advanced movement speed, he drops down, does some fancy trickery, like he does. Oh gosh, combat rolls probably what he does. He lands and rolls forward, and then delivers a secondary blow. Monastery, however, your natural armor class high enough to stop that one, but the force of that blast still rings through you. Tiri, this fine gentleman just jumped off of a mushroom. What a weird guy.
Oh well, sudden bolt. Let's go.
Oh, he's gonna regret that probably. Actually, probably won't. This guy looks pretty nimble.
Oh yeah, it's reflex.
Would you like to change your spell?
No.
Fair enough. Oh, hey, you still got him on half. That still hurts.
Zip zap.
You launch a bolt, but by exerting himself, he manages to avoid most of the damage. Snuggle.
Yeah, that's fine.
You are uncomfortably close.
Oh, wait, no,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
raise
don't
my
like how
shield.
close I am.
For...
Okay, I got your shield up.
Does he get an attack if I move away?
You can risk
He's
it.
a monk,
I'm not telling you.
probably not.
Oh yeah.
He might still have it because I'm mean like that sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's your risk to take.
I'm gonna
Saf
bolt
is
back
big.
then.
Good news, he doesn't have one.
Hey. And then I'm gonna hydraulic push him.
Why does an I'm a neutral
Somewhere.
should be evil? There.
Yes. I'm gonna push him into the wall. There.
Oh, that's cool. Cool move. Show me the spell.
Big push.
You conjure forth a big old blast of push 'em energy.
Does I wanna cast it? Wait. Okay, wait a second.
Make a ranged spell attack roll with it. Cool.
Buttons don't wanna work for me.
Well, let me just click it then. There.
I'll go a long way then. Oh,
Roll
okay.
me the attack roll.
Wait, nothing happened. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to
Alrighty, tidy then.
I'm gonna have to refresh because
Okay, we'll wait. We'll wait. We'll wait. It's only polite, little baby boy.
it's happening. This is connected. This should work. There we go. Okay, so now I roll attack, right?
Yes.
Or you're
It's no. Go ahead. I was just making sure there wasn't something affecting everyone, or me specifically.
still doesn't let me.
Huh?
I press it, but nothing happens.
The one in the chat?
Yeah,
Oh,
it just goes red and doesn't do anything.
goes red.
The outline goes red.
Weird.
James, there might be a problem with your
click on
mouse.
click on it. Click on the hydraulic push again, and then
Maybe if I open it again for you here.
Still red. So let's see if I can do it now. There we go.
Well, that's a hit. Roll me damage as he gets pushed back from the sudden blast of whoa.
Wow,
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
The blast knocks him back and hits him with tremendous pressurized force. Hot bath.
Giblets, after him.
Giblets lets him have it right for the ankles.
Bear,
And he will support, and then Hotbath's gonna hunt him, hunt prey, and then he will do a hunted shot.
Pew pew. Jesus!
Yeah.
jeez.
Finally.
That's a oh sweet Jesus.
Chunk.
Just Hobgoblin's having a bad day.
And he also gets.
The 1d8 from that boy gets doubled, by the way.
Oh, really?
What
Neat.
kind of damage is it?
Slashing.
Yeah, it gets doubled. No, you can roll it twice too. Well, he's down to 8 from 60.
And
you-
the second hit from that hunted shot.
Oh yeah, because you get 2. what a boy. Oh, this poor man.
And he gets another slash.
Does it affect twice?
Yeah, it's on every action.
Bear.
think.
Until so next. Oh yeah, each time you hit the creature within bear reach. Wow, that's pretty good.
Jesus.
You said what about those skills?
He's dead, Jim. He's dead. This cocky guy pays the price. However, how about you move back to where you were, good sir?
Yeah, combat's not over.
Combat's not over. In case
no.
you missed my mess up, monastery.
There was friends.
You can take an action to seek and see perhaps if something is up, because there's something in the back of your head that's like something's up.
Yeah, probably an idea. Nope, can't see shit.
Cool. Then
Back in
your
a
turn.
second.
I assume you just kind of keep your shield up as you
Yeah.
wait for things to develop. And develop they do. A long pair of hands from a fine gentleman reach down
Oh, it's one of these wankers.
to grab and drag this fine figure up here to their lair. And then, because this guy's dead, get off my initiative. Get out of here.
Get out of it.
Joining him is his other fine friend, who slinks in. They exchange
Infamous
places.
humanoid figure.
His hands reach out for Monastery to firmly grab your neck.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Your shield allows you to turn that critical into a normal hit. Ooh. His strangling fingers grasp onto you. Also some damage. It's automatically grappled, excuse me. For some reason, it just can't handle status effects lately. Everything is undefined.
Block that damage.
You block the damage. Well, you're still hit by the strike, so you're still strangled and you're suffocating. And odds are you're not gonna have to worry about the strangulation itself too much. What you should worry about is the part where it constricts you. So roll DC 21 fort save
Alright.
as he tries to get the life to leave your body.
Great. Wait, no, that was you. Why did that? Oops.
Half damage.
Yeah, that's a less. I pressed the wrong button, so it's like.
Oh yeah, I thought
it
you
should be a plus
that you
9.
were a
So
master in fortitude.
less.
I thought.
Still half damage.
it's 21. Yeah.
You
So
take
that's
6. Oof, that's a nice discount. Everyone watches as this shadowy figure leans. So the ledge is high up enough that he can sort of lean in over the ledge, and suddenly you see him grabbing around Monastery and starts to drag him up. Terry, do something quickly!
I'm gonna cast a Ray of Frost.
They're stealing your loot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost on the one that's grabbing.
Yeah, let him have it. Pew pew pew.
pew 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 pew.
Oh, that's just.
Oof.
Oh.
Pew.
Unfortunately, the fact that he's on that ledge gives him a lot of cover.
Okay. Not much else I can do. I'm just gonna keep my shield raised.
Snuggle! Monastery was there for you when you were choking and twitching on the ground. Help him when he's choking and twitching in the air.
I'm gonna launch an electric arc at him up there.
Never a bad idea. Never a bad idea. You'll have to be a bit closer if you want to get both of them at the same time, though.
Oh, okay.
There you go. There you go. Let him have it. I'll roll the reflex. Oh boy. Very busy. Well, one of them avoids all damage. He's just too far behind the ledge, but the other one still takes half. No selection tool.
Oh, that was a stupid idea. Oh my god, never mind.
Yeah, there was a
I
pretty.
just never mind.
There was also the potential risk that it would channel through to Monastery, given that they're holding him.
Yeah, if only I heated Monster's armor, then I would let it go.
Hot bath.
Well, it would have hurt Monastery. Hot Bath is going to switch his prey hunting to the one that's currently risping Monastery. Is this ledge climbable by a baby bear?
If your bear is trained in athletics, probably.
He is.
In that case, you can probably climb this if he tries.
All right. Up, up, giblets.
It's a pretty rough ledge, so yeah, I can climb it. Let's see. Trained is rigging, rope, typical tree. Yeah, that's approximately. Actually, master is a rock wall, but this is not a wall; it's more slope. So marvelous. Your bear can make it all the way over to get within melee range, but it might be recommendable to be over here, since otherwise he's flat-footed because he's still hanging onto the wall.
Sure, makes sense. All right, and he will support, and then Hot Bath will do his hunted strike.
So I just found a fun ability this guy has. Yank.
Uh-oh.
He does this primarily just to show you what he can do.
Oh no!
So he's got essentially he tries a fresh grapple check,
Oh god.
and now you hit Monastery for 4 damage.
Ow!
Where does my support damage go?
Nowhere, because it's not within bear reach. So
Oh, okay.
anyway, your second attack can go as normal because I think this is intended to be some sort of reaction thing. And the second shot, however, you manage to shoot around your friend and get him in the back.
And then bear damage.
Bear! By the way, did you know the bears are super good at climbing? It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they can climb like all the way up trees and stuff. They're
Despite
really
being fucking chonkers.
good. Yeah.
Hella mega boys.
But they
Monastery.
keep putting all the good food up in trees. So like, well, heck to that. I'm gonna go up there.
As I look up the suffocation rules for the umpteenth time, I use chokers. What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna attack to try and get free, I guess. So,
You decide to wiggle yourself free. By the way, if you make an attack roll to free yourself, that is with unarmed strike specifically. as I've learned.
Oh, I mean it's one less then.
In
so I
that
get the
case,
item.
his DC is 21, so you break free from his grasp and can breathe again. What do you want to do? You have 2 actions left.
I mean, I can climb up there and support the bear.
You can climb up there and maybe push this guy aside if you really wanted to.
Probably an idea.
He doesn't look
In which
that strong.
case, yeah, I'm gonna climb up over there.
Oh.
Well, it'll be difficult terrain, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's difficult. It's pretty tough climbing up there. That'll be your whole turn.
Yeah. In which case, yeah, I'll just climb up.
You set yourself up for a flank. And this gentleman, realizing that he's currently getting surrounded from both sides, On the other hand, you know what he can also do? You just push him. It's a ballsy move, but he's just gotta push you, and then you tumble down.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Owie.
On the plus side, it's a gentle enough slope that it doesn't hurt you, so that's there. And he quickly goes to grab the. Actually, he has reach. His arms are freakishly long. They have reach. In case you wanted to know that part. It doesn't mention anywhere. Why doesn't it mention it anywhere? Point is, he grabs the body, just starts dragging it with him. Yeah, this is mine. This one, on the other hand, has a bear. You know what? He's always wanted to have himself a nice, tasty bear to eat.
Oh no.
You gotta get one.
No.
Then he tries to constrict the bear, and then he will drag the bear.
18.
They're actually
Hurt.
Yeah. By the way, roll me that DC 21 fort save to see how much damage that constriction actually does. Full damage. Okay. 1d6 plus 7.
I'm also within
Your bear!
15 feet, so I can
Your
breathe.
bear!
I can block
My
5
bear
of
is
it. I don't get the strike.
barely. Oh, right. Cool. Thank you.
Oh yeah. So that's minus 5 damage. Cool. Oh, and you can attack him actually, since he's technically in reach.
Oh.
Like you're
okay.
slipping on your way down, but you can get him all the way down. Oh, sweet, that hits him.
Get off my friend!
I'll get up there and I'll get you.
Don't make me
gonna-
come up there.
Over here, and I'm gonna cast Produce Flame on him.
Nice.
And I'm not doing very well.
Unfortunately, spellcasting is not working out today too well.
You
Snogu.
got the hero point.
Yeah, but that's up to him to spend as he wishes.
I'm gonna push this one back down to us, the one who's trying to drag away the bear. I'm gonna push him to us, so he doesn't take the bear away. Does that make sense?
You can't separate him from the bear, but you can try. Let's see. Range 60 feet, go push it back. Well, it doesn't specify what direction they're knocked into, so I guess you can hydraulic push anyone in any direction.
So I'm pushing both of them to us then, but not hitting
Yes,
the bear.
you push him onto the... Okay, that's got to be something else. Go ahead, roll me the attack roll. It's AC 20. Le spell. Oh, that hits him.
Hey.
He gets knocked 5 feet closer. He takes... Oh, man, he's really starting to hurt. He stands precariously on the ledge. Unless you wanted to fall on top of a monastery. I guess over here would actually be the better idea. He starts to slide down slowly. Hot bath.
And I cast shield.
Cool. Hot bath.
Release my bear.
That bear is mine.
Hunted shot.
That might kill him. If you get him. Ooh, so close. So close. He looks like he's about to start laying it down. No! You have 1 action left if you still want to command your bear. If not, you have 2 actions.
Yeah, I'll command my bear to. Well, yes, I will command my bear. And Giblets is going to
Excuse me.
try and attack him.
Sure. We'll say that the bear stays next to him. Don't forget your bear shares your MAP.
I mean, he's. Does he?
Your bear shares your MAP. Animal companions work like that. Well, that's not gonna cut it. Monastery. You're sliding down the ledge. Sort of.
Gonna clamber back up then.
Hup. That's
Just
an
onto
action.
the edge. And then attack the one with the bear.
Let the bear be
Neat.
free. Oh no, careful. We're just gonna take you down with him.
Gonna hero point to re-roll that.
You demand success.
I've got plenty.
I refund hero points on disasters like that, so don't worry.
Okay.
It's just next action, please.
Okay. Next one, just re-roll. Beans.
Would you like to use that
Beans!
refunded hero point?
Yeah, I guess.
You focus your greatest energies, but for some reason it's just nothing happening.
4 attacks, can't roll above a 10.
This
That was
gentleman.
my turn.
This gentleman is just gonna scoot back. This gentleman is gonna let the bear go. He's had enough. He's out of here. Tiri, they're running away like cowards.
Alright, so would it be like all of my actions to climb up there?
That'd be an acrobat athletics check since you have -1 in athletics.
Okay.
Despite the fact that you are not strong nor trained in the fine arts of climbing, you managed to make your way up.
Yay.
Yes.
Alright. I don't want to go in. I don't want to go in there alone. So
Cool. We'll wait on that for a bit.
yeah, wait on that.
Snuggu!
Yes.
You two are untrained in athletics. So climbing up there is risky.
What do we roll? Athletics. Let's go.
Especially with your drained 3.
That only affects his
No.
fort save, actually.
Oh yes, I'm rolling back down.
You fall and land on stable ground, but you are prone, so you have to get back up again. Hot bath. The bear bulliers have left, but will you let them?
Giblets! Let's see. Here. Do I have line of sight with the retreating?
It's really awkward, no.
That's
Like,
up to,
this is a
up to
slope,
them.
so...
All right.
Triangles.
We'll try to climb, I guess.
He will
but I
try.
need to athletics.
Well, you don't have to roll for that. You're untrained. Okay, yeah. You'll make it all the way up there. Scoot.
Do I see him now?
Yes.
All right. Hunted shot. 2 attacks.
Yeah, that's exactly what you needed. You hear the oh man, the ungraceful scream of something perishing.
Success.
Monastery. There's one in the back. You can already hear him suckling on that corpse.
Let's see. Far away is he? Two actions of movement.
Can always pile drive him.
I mean, I don't think pile drive is one of my actions.
I mean,
Suplex, sure, but
to be fair, these guys seem to be more good in the reflex department than in, avoiding a grapple. We're getting intimidated, so it's up to you.
I mean, I am going to move in to here. Then I'm going to heal myself.
D-
The lay of hands.
Don't forget, you just get 12 hit points back, just like that.
Yep.
And you get a +2 status bonus to your armor class for a round.
And then raise my shield.
Simply put, your armor class is now 25. This creature sits here and scoots just a little bit closer in the shadowy hole. Where, by the way, there's a bunch of bones and corpse bits and stuff lying around. And as he sees you, he sees the divine light and reaches out to grab you. However, the divine light that walls you protects you from such pain. He still manages to firmly grasp you, though. He does, however, seem more intent on throwing you out than he is on actually fighting you any further. So, simply,
Block all that damage.
essentially, the next turn is more going to be him trying to get you out of the cave than it is him trying to kill you. So, Thierry, you're up here.
Okay.
I'm right where I want him.
Go over here. Oh, gonna target that one with a solid. I'll just go with produce flame.
Always works. It's easier than a sudden bolt, at least. Man,
Doesn't always work.
the
No,
fire down here just doesn't get as hot as you need it to be, really.
I think I've only hit something once.
Yeah, it's a
This
big whoop.
combat.
I mean, you almost single-handedly took down that fire troll thing, that ice
Yeah.
troll. Sorry.
I
Everyone
used
gets
all my mojo on that.
Yeah.
all the mojo.
I'm still down here.
The kobold, however, keeps sliding down.
Oh, baby.
It's just DC like 15. It's not too hard. You can try again immediately.
Again?
No falling down this time. It's not a critical failure.
Let's do this.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Hot bath. You hear all these little bits of stone and gravel hit the ground as he scratches at it.
He's trying, but no.
You've got one more action, so you can try one more time.
Oh no.
No purchase. No purchase. Hot bath.
Almost reached the top.
Hot Bath is going to take a moment to apply some quick medicine to his bear.
There, bear. There.
Bear there.
Don't you tell that bear how to live his life.
Okay. Then he is going to. Yeah. Over here. Oh, he can see a creature. Okay, he's gonna shoot it.
He's in bright light. Let him have it. You fool.
Nope.
Pew.
That's not how you let people have monastery. Grisped again. People just can't stop touching you.
Nope.
Nope. 2 actions left.
No.
You are no longer able to perform the escape action.
Okay. In which case, I'll just try and attack him from here.
Unfortunately,
No dice.
Unfortunately, hitting his arms doesn't seem to have the effect you want it to. They're kind of like rubber bands more than anything. Well, since everyone is in this hole now, he kind of scoots over. He has another hand. He's going to use that hand on the spellcaster. That's a crit against our spellcaster friend.
Yeah.
Gee, Choker, why does your mom let you have 2 snacks?
Greedy.
What's that fucking has 2 hands meme?
So, fun fact, it can do constrict against anyone that it's got grist. Everyone that it's grabbing onto, which is 2 people, feel the squeeze. Roll me DC 21 will fort save or take.
Alright, I'm gonna give a slapping hero point on that.
Then you succeed, and you take 5. McNugget, hot bath, monastery.
So in total I take 21.
You have to roll 2.
Alright.
Constrict affects everyone that is currently grisping. This nasty creature has everything going his way. Thierry, a downside of suffocating is you can't really cast verbal components.
Can't cast verbal ones.
You can't speak because you got no air in your lungs. If you want to
Okay.
fight me on that one, I'll fight you.
I believe that.
Sensible.
Okay, most of my spells require that, other than elemental toss. So I'm gonna try that.
What?
How many
What?
crit fails have I got on this?
Roll it again. Just roll it again.
This combat is a mess.
Consider this the gods of
There
fate
you
saying
go.
that that's not supposed to happen like that.
Okay, there we go.
You can't be that unlucky. Give him the ow! A searing flame burns across his arm, and he looks reluctant to hold on. At this point, the best option might be to run straight through you guys. Okay. So that's done. You have 2 actions
To
left.
fight,
Two
to fight an
actions.
angry kobold.
What I can do because I'm
Oh, I read this all wrong. Okay, we'll take care of that when we get to Monastery.
I'm looking for anything that doesn't have verbal, and that's nothing.
You can always just try to escape.
Try to
Oh
escape.
yeah, escape. Is that
Acrobatics, athletics, or a fist attack, essentially.
acrobatics?
Strike. So you escape out of his grip, giving you your lungs back. 1 action left.
Gonna keep my shield up.
Yes, that's a good idea. Snuggu, this cliff is the death of you.
Yes.
But to be fair, that's how the greatest stories are told. You make it up there! Whee!
Finally. Oh no, not this one.
Please
This.
do not sit in the wall. That's dangerous.
Oh no, I fell in.
Fill in the
Pretty
void.
good. And now I'm gonna cast shield.
Heroic. Hot bath.
Hotbath will command giblets forward. Onwards! Destroy him!
So
To say that this isn't the unluckiest I've seen in the game. With
it's pretty impressive.
I've seen someone roll 6 nat ones in a row.
And he will provide support.
And that's why the gods of
Bath
faith
is gonna
felt the need
do
to
a
intervene.
hunted shot.
Oh, that does him in. That does a good. That's gonna do it. Hit him! Hit him! Yeah!
Giblets is gonna do his slash. And then there's gonna be no. But then he has a third action. Third shot. Why not?
So, I just learned exactly what actually happens. So when you start suffocating, this is not the. I was looking at the wrong section. What actually happens is you roll a DC 20 fort save at the end of each of your turns, and on a failure you take 1d8 10 damage. Okay. If you critically fail, you die.
Oh,
So that rule we're gonna use now because I completely read this wrong. Monastery.
Dad, get off of me,
He does.
stupid idiot.
Chokers are dangerous.
And then I'm gonna move over to here,
Flanking.
and I'm gonna hit him very hard with a sword.
Crit him into oblivion. Let him have it. Not a crit, but it sure hits. Ooh. Unfortunately, with all that moving around, it's more of a glancing blow with your weapon die. Well, as I said, you've left him a nice clean path. So with his 20 feet movement speed, he's just gonna get out of here. He slides down slowly. Terry, he's leaving.
He's leaving.
Yeah. He's had
Okay.
enough. You guys are rude.
I'm gonna chase after him. And
Come back here, experience points. I want to level up.
Sudden bolt.
Oh, that's just
Oh
me.
my god.
I forgot. I did.
Okay.
Ah.
Unfortunately, because he's sliding down, there's only so much he can do, so he sort of still takes full damage, mostly because he tumbles down and lands prone on his ass. It's really hard to make a reflex save when you're on a wall.
Okay.
Snagu, he's down to nothing. He's like limping and bleeding his way out.
After all that effort you spent climbing up that hill.
He just came to you!
Oh my god. I'm just gonna launch a piece of rock at it.
You jerk! Oh, me actually hit him.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Look who's angry.
With all your anger, concentrates into a rock that just clocks him in the back of the head, and he
You
falls
jerk.
over. And finally, it's quiet. For now. Let me give you your points because there's quite a few to earn. Those guys were actually your level. It's a pretty tough fight. I had it set up that the monk would be alive and they would sort of share the burden. But you know, you killed him in one turn, and that was kind of an unlucky thing. That actually worked against you. Let's see. Party level is 40, so that's 80, 140 experience points in total. You may award yourself that. You're
How
actually. So I think we're going to call the session here for today. And I think you're close enough to a level up that you can do that ahead of time.
Yeah, we're only 35 points away.
I let people do things ahead of time like that. So
For you are merciful, GM.
I'm a very
That's
merciful.
why we
Listen, I don't want people going like into the next session and they do like one thing and it's like, oh, you leveled up, but we'll do that at the end of the session. It's like, oh man.
Yeah. Or spending half an hour in the middle of, like, right at the start of the session leveling up.
Yeah, I prefer to take care of that ahead of time. It works better and people feel happier. They're like, oh yeah. Yeah.
Level 4.
Oh, what XP are we on?
140.
965.
65, yes.
Level 4. You're now at negative 35 out of 1,000
Yeah,
for level 4.
That's the way I put it in.
I would kind of hope that the bar like fills up with red from the other side, like a catch-up mechanic. Okay, well, before we fully leave off, there are some things in this room, Monastery, that immediately catch your eye. Despite the Scrabble, there are some neat stacks of money around here. You know, some cool shit. Listen, these guys have long hands and fingers. They probably want to train their manual dexterity and finger strength. And they're not going to buy, you know, squeezers. Let me just double check. Okay, cool. It's actually quite the bit of loot now that you give it a once over. There's a neat stack of 50 gold pieces, a stack of 180 silver pieces, and a smaller stack of 200 copper pieces. They're all set up in like different piles. Let me just repeat that in the chat so you get that. So you can put that in your loot bag. In fact, I'll put it in your loot bag for you, and you can take it out at your own convenience.
Oh, man.
50 gold and 200 copper. Additionally, there is, well, not there is more. There is a skeleton inside of a full plate lying in the corner. So if you want to peel a full plate off a man, you can do that.
I mean, I'm already wearing a full plate.
He also has a steel shield with him by the looks of it. And he also has a longsword that glows very softly.
Ooh. Can I have a look at that longsword?
It's a +1 striking longsword. And because of its minor enchantment, it actually emits dim light. Though, with a command word, you can make it stop. Like, you can just kind of go, off, glow stick, off.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking that.
It's perfect for the paneling one. Additionally, he also has a bow on him. You know, a nice short bow, just in case he needs to start pelting someone with arrows. And a couple of scrolls in his pouch, you know, in case you needed to cast some spells. This guy's well prepared. Mix it all the Saturday, he got the light shit strangled out of him. It's like this guy shows up with all the best gear, and it's like, nope, you just get. I rolled a 1 on that DC 20 fort save. Well, so is life. Sometimes you win, sometimes you get strangled. Oh well. You want to take anyone gonna look at that short bow and those scrolls he has in this little case?
Yes. Well,
So
I mean,
I scroll.
Since we have an arcane.
I think you can just use any knowledge skills with fire magic.
So if a spell is common and on your spell list, you automatically know what it is. No guessing. That's a wink. I winked over the voice chat.
Can I take a look at this scroll?
The two spellcasters combine forces in order to uncover what they're looking at. But first, Mr. Man, the composite shortbow is a +1 composite shortbow, just so that you know.
Nice.
In case you had a one of that.
I have one of those, but maybe I could dual wield them.
Excuse me. It's a +1 striking short bow.
Oh, well, that's much better. +1
My throat is
composite
acting up, and
striking?
as for the scrolls that you look at, there is a scroll of Earthbind that forces flying creatures to the ground. There is a scroll of blindness, which if you hit someone with it, they blindness. There is a scroll of Fireball. That's always nice. And a scroll of Haste. Essentially, it's a nice selection of a personal buff, an attack spell, a nasty thing, and a situational thing. Let me just repeat those so that you fully understand. Better said, I'm putting these down so you know that they're on the list. I think both of you can cast most of these spells. I know Fireball's on the Primal and the Arcane list. Earthbind is Arcane Primal. Blindness is Arcane Primal. Yeah, I think both of you can cast all these spells.
Nice.
Also, one quick thing, just in case you ask this question, you can cast any scroll you find. You don't have to be able to cast 3rd level spells before you can use these.
Oh.
So you now just have a casting of Fireball. Just one of them, but, you know.
Yeah.
If you got a room full of dudes and you just want to give them all a good lesson on who the boss is in this room. So you can distribute those scrolls among yourselves.
So, did you say it was a +1
Striking.
composite striking
Yes.
short bow? Or?
It's a good short bow. Good for shooting things.
Nice.
It does unfortunately not glow. It does, however, have a nice vine motif to it, carved into it.
Oh. Can I tell what kind of craftsmanship would I have?
Gosh, this is like a history lore check. I guess you have warfare, so you'd
I do have
actually,
war.
you'd actually know that this guy is who knows what a skeleton is, unless you're like very good with medicine and want to give it a go. But other than that, this is elven make.
Mm.
You know, those guys that aren't around anymore. So if
Sure.
you knew a collector, it might be worth more to them.
Well, in the meantime, it can come in handy. Sure.
In the meantime, you've got a nice cool bow. It's a bit spongy. That might be the vine motif. Anyway, with fresh money in your pocket, fresh scrolls in your hands, a weapon, a sword in your wrist, or whatever, wherever you keep those things. I think next time you're gonna have a roaring start going through these dark tunnels with cool mushrooms. Maybe you'll find a big door. You were actually really close to the door, but the guy's in the way. You know, that's how that works. He was the doorman.
Well, maybe he shouldn't have started the fight.
I mean, you clocked him in seconds.
We did.
And then you took
You
forever
learned
on the
your
weaker
lesson.
guys. Oh yeah, people are getting their don't forget, you do also get the extra archetype feat at this level, so.
Yeah,
Yay.
on testing.
So what do you get here? Oh my goodness. Ooh, bonus to
This is
attack
what I
rolls.
meant by become a bootleg bard.
Yeah, this is nasty. Because that's super good for what it's worth.
Are we leveling up now then?
Yes.
And it just sticks around forever. I don't have to maintain it.
Yes. Essentially, I like you level up now despite being because it's only a little bit behind. And it's not fun when you start the session and you level up and you either have to spend a whole bunch of time taking care of that then, or, So yes, you are all level 4 now.
Okay, so I just put like 4 then.
I think it's a class feat, skill feat, and all that stuff. Anyway, Monastery has it as -35. Apparently you can enter negative values, so.
I'm surprised by that.
So what is everyone else's archetypes?
I get my next part on 6, I think. For archetype.
There's no 4th level. There are 4th level bard archetype feats.
Plus, if there are like level 2 ones, you can just take one of those.
Oh. Yeah, he can get basic bard spellcasting, which would give him some extra spell slots. But does this also mean that he technically has the whole occult spell list available to him? Like he just knows them and therefore can use items that require knowing that spell list? Because if that's the case, flexible as hell, man. But that's if he takes the basic bard spellcasting. He can also go for Muse Whispers and get a bard feat.
So technically, my bear grows up.
Your bear is bigger.
Big
Oh, there's also Hymn of Healing you could take. It's a focus spell.
He's seen some shit.
Hymn of Healing is not a
Oh.
terrible thing to have. Inspire Competence. Is Inspire Courage one? No, that's a Muse thing.
Yeah, I think you get Inspire Courage much later with the archetype.
To be fair, it is one of the better parts of the archetype.
Yeah.
You're-
Usually, like, the key thing a class does isn't until later.
I'm a bear. It's a bigger bear.
Bear
Bigger,
plus.
better bear.
What if this baby was not baby? And then they tap your forehead like, very intelligent.
Unfortunately, outgrowing barding, so I'm gonna have to adjust that.
I'm sure you can figure something out to make your companion. Does he?
Well, it might take some time to like if I can make a crafting check at some point to adjust the barding.
Animal companion. Does he grow up at 4th? I don't know. I'll assume that you know what you're doing. Monastery of an Aura of Courage.
It's the archetype.
Oh, you.
Mature master.
Oh man, that's pretty cool. Now, from now
Basically-
on, Monastery has conquered fear.
Because that was some scary shit.
Yeah.
I will not be scared. Not by choking men. I will not be scared by angry babies. I will not be scared by dragons. Also, we have a witch archetype person getting another step. Can also be basic spellcasting or a feat.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Feet.
I've got those feet. What was Bass archetype? Oh yeah, Beastmaster. That's why it goes up. Silly me to forget that. Your class feat is apparently Far Shot. Ooh. That can come in useful when you're fighting something that's flying around.
Yeah.
Everybody goes boom, boom, boom. Also, skill feats.
Oh yeah, I meant to ask. Is Godless Healing an option as a skill feat?
Godless healing?
It's a
Yeah.
battle medic or something like that.
No, well, it's a separate one.
No.
I'm just gonna look up what this is before I say yes or no.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Godless healing. Battle medicine. Can't have a patron deity. You recover an extra 5 hit points when you Ooh. I don't see any reason why not.
All right. All right.
Bigger
let's
band-aids. Bigger band-aids.
change. Bigger band-aids.
And they have,
I
like,
mean, mostly the benefits are me.
Yeah, I know.
But,
I
They
got.
have, like, the Ghostbusters logo on them, but it's Jesus instead of the ghost.
my bear has grown wiser. I just wanted you all to know.
He's got a mustache and smokes a pipe now.
Jesus, his saves are crazy now. Holy
Who's?
smokes.
Yeah, because technically this is supposed to come at 6th level, which is after the ability score increase. By the way, if you get to level 5, that'll be a huge help. Because don't forget, level 5 is the ability score boost level.
Yeah.
Can I take counterspell? Spontaneous.
Sure. If you ever see someone casting a spell that you already have available to you, you can just go abracadabra and say no.
It's like a sorcerer feat.
Yes. You get a class feat at 4th level, so you can take one. It's a pretty neat one too. It's not great, and it won't come up a lot, but if you've got spells that are good staples, you'll always have an answer to someone trying to do something.
Well,
It's
I'm
handy.
stuck.
There's
I'm
some upgrades to it later.
I'm stuck between that and an arcane evolution.
Ooh, that sounds fancy.
But I get like a spellbook and